Host. We're live? We should
Money.
be.
Money.
Keyword should be. All right. Yes, we are live. What's up, everyone? We're back finally with another live stream right before the regular season starts. I think this is, I said this this morning, but this feels about as close to like Christmas Eve as you can feel. It's the day right before real baseball. And I say real baseball in the sense of like, spring training's been fun and all that. And obviously the WBC was awesome. But the big thing is, or the thing that we on Fireside Yankees have been, waiting heavily for is regular season. So with that being said, Nick, I'm pretty pumped. How are you, man?
I'm good. We haven't done a live stream in a while. I know.
Yeah,
Apologies to everyone that loves them. We've just been busy. And then, of course, for the spring training grind, it's been hard to fit one in. Games every day, post games, recaps, episodes. We've been on the grind. So it's been a very prosperable. There we go. Prosperous.
That's the word.
Prosperous spring training. So it's been a fun off season. Spring training was great. And now we're off to the races, baby. Cannot wait for regular baseball tomorrow. It actually means something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll get it started with Aiden, who's been here for a while, a little bit beforehand. Aiden saying, hi, how you doing? Volpe made the team, yes, and the Yankees did sign Franchy Cordero today, which I think is a good place to kind of start from because it's not major news, but it is significant for one major reason, and that's because I don't know if Jeff Passan is necessarily tweeting it from a source, not the signing, of course. Signing is official.
Yeah.
But the news about him being on the opening day roster without any major changes, I think that's interesting. That creates one big issue for one notable player, and that's Esteban Florial, who no longer is going to make the roster. I guess I really don't know. I guess the other guy that has options is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, but
that would be pretty sick if we option IK after AAA. That'd be awesome.
it'd be weird. I wouldn't do it. I think he's a better player than Florial and Cordero. I think that's
but that's not having much.
No, I understand that, but I think it's definitely weird that we have confirmation Florial's made the roster. We have what is I would consider confirmation from the end of Jeff Passan that he's made the roster.
Yeah.
Yes, we heard that Oswaldo Cabrera, when he made the roster, there were like news about it. I think there was a tweet from Jack Curry about it, even though we all knew that was happening.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's a trade coming. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it's for. So definitely an interesting move.
Yeah, Franchy sucks. Franchy's not good. Neither is Esteban Florial. So it's like, awesome. So we got the lesser of two evils here with one of these guys making the roster potentially. The only upside to Franchy is that he has great exit velocities. He's a lefty bat, and he can play some first base as well. The only upsides to Florial making the team is that he plays center field and he's got speed. That's literally it. Esteban Florial is not a major league player. He's not a good baseball player. I'm sick of fans jumping on the let's defend Florial train. He hasn't gotten a shot. I tweeted out last night. Has no one considered the fact that he hasn't gotten a shot because he's not good enough to get a shot? Like, has that not crossed anyone's mind? Last year in like 40 plate appearances, he posted a -7 WRC plus. -7. League average is 100. So, I don't want Florial anywhere near this team. If this is a contending team, Esteban Florial and Franchy Cordero should not be on this team come May, honestly. I know it's a month and it's the opening day, so it doesn't really mean much. But, Ryan, I'm sure you may disagree with me here, but neither guy brings like anything to the table.
Well, I do disagree on the Cordero point to the extent that he does hit the ball really hard. He
is
118 fast. And, I think you could survive with him in the corner outfield. The thing is upside, right? And last year, a 92 WRC plus and 2.6 BSR on paper, like that's nothing to write home about. But that did factor into positive offensive value on Fangraphs, those 0.6 offensive runs. And just looking at the state of the Yankees bench right now, Ortega wasn't just released. He requested his release, which I think is because
he didn't get an answer. They said, we're going to take both you and Florial. And from his perspective, it's like, this guy sucks. Why am I even trying to fight for a spot?
I think the key difference is that whoever that guy is getting DFA'd for Harrison Bader in about 2 weeks. So if you're Ortega, you see the writing on the wall. You're going to have like about 2 weeks with the New York Yankees, and then you got to request your release. Better off doing it now. Teams are looking to pick up guys right now.
He should sign a contract with someone.
He should. No, I think he will sign somewhere, but I think it was end of the day, it's, do I want to be DFA fodder or do I want to test my market again? And I think testing your market again is better. It's a quicker process. You can actually choose where you go to. If you get DFA'd, if you get claimed, you're gone. So I think you'd rather choose where you go to. And I not that he has like a massive market or anything like that, but it's still, it's a process, right? And I don't, it's not like, it's not like he has no money left or he's desperate for a contract. I imagine he's just, or he is might be desperate for a contract, but it's not like he can't, wait about a week or two to sign and figure something out there. But Cordero does present upside, and that's really the one saving grace is that last year he was a serviceable offensive player. So yeah. That's the saving grace there. And I don't really think that of Florial. And we agree we're in lockstep here. I don't think Florial is a good player. Is he fast? Yes. Can I trust him to play the corner outfield? Yes. Does that matter? I think it does to an extent. If you could play like a Tim LaCastro role, sure. Tim LaCastro couldn't hit for his life. If you wanted,
but even he was better than Florial.
I mean, but even then, like I can see that type of argument. But even then, the Yankees released Tim LaCastro for a reason. It's not because he couldn't run anymore. It's because they just didn't feel like they wanted that anymore. Maybe they feel like Florial could be that replacement. But at the end of the day, we're over. I think it's just that's a lot of thought placed into a player who is most likely getting DFA'd for Harrison Bader.
No,
with that
right.
being,
Right.
And with that being said, I guess that's kind of like the synopsis of that whole situation. Trevor, how are you doing today, my friend? I am not responding to any WBC comments today. No, I'm not joking.
Great comment, Trevor.
No, I was joking.
I remember that. Trevor,
I'm going to talk about the WBC. Of course,
I remember this. Yeah, like how about that, Mr. DR or the dome?
I'm sorry, both teams didn't win the tournament.
I picked Japan to win it all. So what do you have to say to that?
We're all Yankee fans, right? So it would be really weird. Like, imagine if I, as a Yankees fan, started bragging about losing in the World Series, or like we finished second in the American League.
Right, I said that think Japan would win it all.
Well, no, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, if I'm going to get trolled today, I just want to remind everyone finishing second place.
You're getting trolled because the DR didn't do shit.
Finishing in second place is not an accomplishment. You finished in second place. Congratulations.
The DR finished in like
you
sixth.
were the last team to lose. You were the second to last team to lose. You were the team that didn't win. You also didn't win the title. So I don't really know what to say. But with that being said, I don't want to skip over this comment. Franchi will be wearing a number sweatshirt because he will not take it off, and then it'll be option to AAA. I think that's also a very realistic thing. It's very likely that whether it's Florial, whether it's Cordero,
we don't see
whether
the field.
They play maybe once in the next 2 weeks, barring some serious injury. I really don't think it's a big deal who it is. End of the day, as long as Harrison Bader is back.
Sure, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, I mean that's the way I view it. So yeah. Moving on. Ethan, that's my boy. Okay, Ethan Cushman, this is my guy. He's a big Knicks fan. He's also a Yankees, Giants fan. I think he's a Rangers fan as well, but I don't know.
Rangers, let's go Rangers, baby.
But this is probably the best Knicks fan you could possibly ever talk to. And this applies for the Yankees as well and other sports. But with the Knicks, especially since the Knicks have been really good this year, and that's spawned a lot of takes because they're a team that's kind of in the middle between, not being necessarily a championship contender, like the level of the Boston Celtics or Milwaukee Bucks, or the Grizzlies or whatever top team with an MVP caliber, top 10 caliber player, whatever you want to call it. But they're really good, and they're about as good as you could be in that tier. And I'm being serious. Ethan's he's probably the most rational person I've talked to about any sports team. Great guy. Great. Love this dude. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I spell everything right. Oh no, wait, his name is right there. NY Sports Fan Kush on Twitter, guys. Make sure you follow him. But moving on here, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. It's different. Puerto Rico. That loss. I'm just not going to talk about it. So we're going to move on.
That's okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, no. I mean, the WBC was brutal, but you know what?
It was a fun time though. Really successful tournament, which was awesome.
I also know Jacob. Are you that ROTC kid?
Literally.
No, I am not that guy, unfortunately. Which sucks because he actually has 2 million plus followers on TikTok. That's not me. And it is major. If unfortunately, Major League Matt is wasting her time with his live stream because right now I'm just babbling about the WBC. She in her TikTok with I don't know. I told you about this in the TikTok with the like collab of people that did the like all the trend with like the reintroducing myself, which
yeah.
It was a cool trend. We participated in it with Fireside Yankees. I participated with my own personal account.
Yeah, you also didn't even send in a picture for Fireside Yankees.
I did. I sent my PFP. I don't have the picture.
Ryan.
I don't have it on my phone. I only have it on my computer, and I can't really send it like that. It was really funny. Carlos, another one of my friends, decided to put a picture of that dude and like a caption with like, I like tweet stats that I work for Empire Sports Media. I'm 5'2". And it made it into the collab. It made it into the fucking TikTok, and it's I can't believe it, but no, that's not me, unfortunately. I can't. I'm gonna have to clarify. I'm never gonna beat those allegations. Are you guys surprised Crook didn't make the roster? I think they want him stretching out in AAA now since we took a hit to the starting pitching depth early. I think that's a good theory as to why he didn't make the roster. I wanted him to make the roster. I'm kind of like bummed out he didn't, but I think this makes a lot of sense. If someone else goes down, Matt Crook is the next guy up. It's not Randy Vasquez. It's going to be Matt Crook. And I'm confident saying that. And another thing here is Aaron Boone said on the Yes broadcast, I don't know if you caught this. I forget. I think it was the game right before that Nationals game. So it was the game against the Rays where Schmidt started. And it was actually in the inning where Schmidt struggled, where he talked about how he felt like he was only going to need the fifth starter the way they have everything mapped out twice in April. I don't know if that means twice before Rodon gets back or twice as in the entire month twice. That's interesting for two reasons. One, because if it's with Rodon back, that means they're confident Rodon's going to be back pretty soon. But more, or the other outcome, whereas, maybe Rodon is back in late May, but that would require more than two starts projected from your fifth starter. It means that they're going to shuttle 9 relievers. And he did mention something about 9 relievers. Does that mean Herman potentially is in the bullpen or Schmidt's in the bullpen? Does that mean Crook is kind of just kept in AAA for a little bit? Maybe he gets called up a little bit later. Does that mean we see some, Davey Garcia or Ian Hamilton or I'm trying to think of the other, Greg Weissert? We don't really know. The Yankees don't have an 8th reliever right now on the major league roster. No. I don't know if you've seen. They don't. Fangraphs has it as Matt Crook. Yeah, Fangraphs thinks it's Matt Crook, but he's been sent down already. So I don't know what you think about this. I think this tells me trade. This tells me a trade is coming, and I think it's Florial or IKF. I think it's one of the two. It's not going to be Cordero, obviously. I definitely.
That'd be pretty funny if we signed him and then trade him.
That would be funny, but I don't know if you could do that.
I don't think it's allowed. I think there's like rules against that.
There has to be a rule against it. But think like that. This has to be trade, right? I mean, what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, like I think that you're 100% on the money there. The only thing I do worry about is that it's like Cashman's trying. Not really worry about, but if the writing's on the wall with this, where it's like, yeah, we're looking at a trade. A lot of teams are probably going to try to take advantage of this, where it's like, look, you shouldn't come out and openly show that you don't have an 8th reliever on the roster right away, because now teams know you're probably looking for a reliever on the market. But I don't really care at that point because it's like, at the end of the day, Cashman's probably going to try to find some sort of value pick. He's done it in the past. It's really funny. Alex and I were talking about it earlier today in the episode we did, where it was the stock up, stock down episode. We talked about how Brian Cashman kills it when acquiring diamonds in the rough. But when it's the big name players, he oftentimes swings and misses. So it's like, look, Trevino, diamond in the rough, Gio Urshela, Luke Voigt. These guys are guys that were not major leaguers really. And for Trevino, he was a backup catcher that just had good defensive value. And now he's a Platinum Glove winner and starting in the New York Yankees. So if Cashman can go out there and get someone good for like IKF, which would be my Christmas morning, I would be very happy. I do think Crook should have made the roster, honestly. I know you're the biggest Albert Abreu fan in the world and probably one of the only Albert Abreu fans in the world, but Albert Abreu should not have made this roster as easily as he did. And it's only because, once more, he didn't have options. I'm getting kind of sick of the mantra where it's like, we can't get rid of them because they don't have options, so we're not going to lose them for nothing. If they're not major league quality players, who gives a shit? Like, Florial should not have made this team because he doesn't have options. Abreu, on the other hand, did pitch well when he was with the Yankees last year. I will say that. He was quite good with the Yankees last year. But the only thing I do worry about is that he was terrible in the other 2 spots he was with. And what if he just regresses back to that? Then they'll just DFA him, sure. But I don't know. Weissert, I also think, deserved a shot. Ian Hamilton fired 9 scoreless innings this spring as well. So, like, I think it's like, I feel bad for him at the end of the day. But I do agree. I think the Yankees are just going to kind of be playing that shuttle game for the first couple of months of the season, especially until we get Trevino and Canely back. But I haven't really heard any positive updates on either of those guys, so it could be a little bit longer than we thought.
Yeah. So, first thing, so I want to talk about those injuries actually a little bit first, because the Canley thing, he's getting a cortisone shot, I know, but that is still like, it's not
That kind of
encouraging to
scares
hear
me.
that early on. The thing that scares me more, and I think we'll see Canley at some point this year
Oh,
for a good
absolutely.
sample size. Like I'm more so worried about if we're going to see him in April or May or early June. That's what I'm concerned about. With Trevino, though, I'm genuinely concerned. They reported an elbow issue. Now, we did get something similar with Carlos Rodon. Initially, you might think, you'd be like, oh, well, it's just, Rodon's only going to be out for. No. This Trevino thing is genuinely in the elbow. This could be a much more serious injury. And I'm concerned about that. Now, am I concerned about the bullpen? Yes and no. Yes and no. Hear me out. Yes, in the sense of like depth, like, we're pushing it with depth right now, right? Especially since you had to pull a couple of starters to supplement your rotation for now. But no, and I think this is the part where we share a very common opinion here. I think we do share a very similar opinion on the bullpen. It's just that I had to throw in that extra concern just to make sure I balance it out. But they're talented. They have plenty of guys with good stuff. I think and I'm not saying that the Yankees use, Sarris's pitching plus or stuff plus model. I do know they have a stuff plus model. And Abreu's stuff plus is up 2 points from the regular season.
Good. It's not bad stuff. I'm not saying it's not, but it's just
I'm
when
just
he misses the spots and the ball goes over the fence.
No, I mean, I understand, but it was one bad outing.
One bad outing. Ryan, the guy finished with a 6 ERA in spring. He was
literally, he had one bad. I'm not joking. I'm willing to pull up the game logs. He had like a 2 ERA before that outing. But even then, spring training ERA to me, it doesn't matter as much as your stuff, your health, and your stuff and your health. You can pull things like ground ball rates, I think, don't stabilize yet because you need like 80 balls in play for that to stabilize. You need a larger sample size for things like, O swing rate. I mean, that can stabilize a little bit for like Albert Abreu's never been a guy who gets a lot of chases, so I don't anticipate him to perform well in that metric. But I think him and Florial a little bit differently in the sense that I think Florial is what Abreu was after 2021. After 2021, Abreu was coming off of yes, he had like a good win probability added. Like in terms of high leverage situations, he did pitch well. He was terrible. Like he was really bad. He was unpitchable that year, in my opinion. And I don't think
he's a low leverage reliever. And if we use him properly, he will be solid. And I'm not saying he won't be. I'm just saying I think it's crazy that these other guys that have outpitched him in spring. And again, I know spring training isn't everything, but it was
really outpitched him.
I mean, he did at the end of the day.
They were both very mediocre.
Yeah, but okay, that's fair.
And one has options and the other doesn't. That matters.
That's I guess it does, but it shouldn't matter as much as it does. The Yankees are the one team that cares more about options than anyone else in baseball.
But I think that tells you something. A lot of teams care about that for one big reason. You need to keep as much of these guys as humanly possible.
But if you had DFA'd Abreu, no one would pick him up.
Someone would pick him up. That's why you don't DFA.
He was DFA'd twice last year.
And he got picked up twice last year. And
the Royals DFA'd him.
He got DFA'd twice last year.
The only reason he got picked up is because we re-picked him up. We took another flyer because he got comfortable with the organization.
No, he got picked up by the Royals initially, then by the Yankees. He's just not anyone who throws as hard as he does with the success he had with the Yankees last year would get picked up very quickly.
I mean, that's probably fair. He did redeem himself with the Yankees.
He's too young. He throws too hard, and his stuff grades out too well for him to get DFA'd. Now, could he get traded? Yes. Could he be moved? I mean, yeah, just be traded. That's basically it. Yes, he could. Yeah, he could be traded. So. Absolutely could be traded. Could it be DFA'd with a bad April and May? Yes. Yeah. Those are all very realistic possibilities.
No, I'm not saying they're not.
The Yankees were not going to do.
I accounted for that. And I just don't think that it's like, I just think that, again, you look at like I know he had that one shitty outing, which is really bad. But my problem is that you look at the other guys that pitched out of the bullpen and the two guys that are like the three guys, if you include Crook as well. I think all three guys, Weiser, Crook, and Hamilton, pitched better than Abreu. That's literally that's all it was. That's all it came down to.
Hamilton, yes, but Hamilton also has worse stuff. And I'm sorry, but I don't care about your ERA nearly as much as I care about.
I just know saying because he induced a ton of ground balls, got some swings and misses, didn't really walk a lot of guys. His cutter was playing up really nicely. He's also only 27, 28. So I thought Ian Hamilton was a guy that was going to make the roster, and I had hoped he would make the roster. He had pitched really well this spring. And I was like, yeah, it'd be good to see another guy in there with a good cutter that plays well against lefties as well, because you can throw it in on the hands. And he didn't. I mean, that's the reality of the situation, that these guys we're also debating like the 8th reliever in the bullpen. So it's not like these guys are going to factor in that much anyways. Like Albert Abreu will probably toss like 5 innings the first month of the season.
The way I look at it is I am for the option that the Yankees take that keeps them with all of those guys. The success is that we just listed 4 or 5 guys that we could have reasonably been like, okay, if that's our 8th reliever, we can live with that until our guys get back.
Yeah.
We have all 4 of them still in the organization, and that was the goal, to keep all 4 of them. Now, as for Florial, he's in the position of Brady was last year, where that dude has to get traded.
I just don't see how you can roll into the season with Florial in the team.
I think
and expect people to take you seriously.
Well, I mean, it's not a matter of like your team, like you're not removing Florial and going from like World Series contender to not World Series contender, but I just like you're not going to be able to play him. He's just going to get DFA'd in order to have Cordero there. Just get it over with. If you can't even trade for him, you just got. I mean, I just think that there's no way for him to fit on this roster. No, and again, absolutely. People really. I know that there's an unpopularity with IKF. I think he's a major league player. I don't view the same thing. I don't think the same of Esteban Florial, and that to me creates that's a massive difference, right? It's not a matter of like going from, hey, he's like a smidge better. No, one is a major league caliber player that I could play 2 out of 7 days and say my team still has good depth. Yeah. Whereas with Florial, if he's playing 2 out of 7 days, not that my team is bad, but that the 2 out of 7 days I'm playing a guy who shouldn't be there. That's how I feel.
No, I 100% agree with you. You're right.
I think that's a good way, a good way to segue in some of the other points here. Yeah. First off, Ryan Beck mentioned this is actually really cool that he was born and raised.
Right, it's a joke.
Oh,
it literally says in the next sentence, for those of you who are stupid, I
read it as for those of you who think I'm joking.
Come on, man.
I know. I thought, you see, I read for those of you who I thought joking was, I'm just going to skip that. I'm not 5'2". I can't like prove it because I don't have like a measuring tape, but I'll like stream me with a measure. You know what? I'm going to order some measuring tape and I'll stream myself measuring I'll measure myself. So this answers Jacob's question as well. We will do a height reveal. You know what? Fireside Yankees, we are doing a Ryan Garcia ESM height reveal. Date to be determined. I have to find a way to get measuring tape. And if I can find a way to do it without ordering it, which would save me time, I will. So yeah, we'll do that. Adam Wainwright still sucks. He got hurt. I mean, he's terrible. I don't know what to tell you, man. He's a terrible player. I don't know what to say. And as for Cueto and Gary, Cueto, I actually don't think Cueto didn't. I genuinely don't think Cueto pitched awful. I think they kept him in for too long. He gave up the 1 home run, which is obviously bad. Don't get me wrong, but the infield single, like that's not bad pitching. That's bad defense.
Sure, but you can't say Adam Wainwright's awful.
No, he is terrible. No, Adam Wainwright's terrible. He's a terrible pitcher.
Was worse than he was, dude.
No, Adam Wainwright was awful. He gave up a home run to Trace Thompson. I'm sorry.
Johnny Cueto got bat around like
by a real baseball team. He got beat up by a baseball team from a country that doesn't exist. So that's it is what it is. Puerto Rico's a real baseball country. Great Britain's not. Ryan and Nick, what up, chat? What's good? How you doing, John? I hope you have a good night. Volpe's rocking Gardner's old number. I'm gonna have to get me one of those.
I'm hyped up about that, dude. Except I thought that Gardner was a sneaky guy from Monument Park. So now it's like, what do you?
I think that it sucks that Gardner's not getting like a real retirement thing, but end of the day, I mean, I'm not gonna like lose sleep over him not being in Monument Park.
Well, I'm not like gonna either. It's just like the guy put up.
No, it would have been cool. I think it would have been cool. I think if he would have gotten it, I would have been happy for him. But I don't think
definition of solid.
I just don't think I'm like it's one of those things where it's like it's cool if it happens, but you don't care if it does. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
You don't care if it doesn't happen. Yeah. But I think the numbers. I thought 77 was growing on me. I think 11's gonna have to grow on me for a little bit, but I like it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think 77, you saw him with it all spring, so you've kind of got just associated that with your brain to Anthony Volpe.
Yeah,
and I just have to get readjusted with 11. It's not a big adjustment, but
I think it's gonna be awesome for the kid.
I'm not apologizing to him. I'm just Daniel Bard. You want me to apologize?
I thought you wanted to be Ryan
for Cueto, Bard, and Cueto twice. That cancels it out.
That's how ass he was. He gets 2 of them.
In math, like when you have like you what you do to one side, you do to another. It's like
I think you meant for each Cueto start.
No, he only had 1.
That's how bad he was. They didn't
I'm sorry, but it cancels out. So for Daniel Bard, Daniel Bard stinks. That's all. I'm joking. I think Daniel Bard's good. He just had
a great reliever, but he had a
it was just a really bad, rough outing. I feel bad for him. A trade for lefty reliever is 100% coming. That's an assumption, but it looks like the writing's on the wall. I don't know
who they get though. Like what lefty relievers really are there out there that they could go? Oh, maybe there's this guy in Oakland named JP
Sam
Spears
or a different guy.
Same Mo. I wouldn't mind saying Mo. Honestly, I don't know what they're gonna do. I honestly have no idea. Like, I would have loved if they hopped on the Matt Moore train, but instead they let his ass go to the Angels without me even knowing.
Yeah, I broke that for you. I'm sorry, man.
Maybe we trade for Matt Moore.
In all seriousness, though, I don't really think. No, not in all seriousness. We were talking very seriously. What am I saying? I think like it's gonna just be a guy who doesn't have options. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a random three. It has to happen soon. I think it.
I mean, we missed out on Chafin. We missed out on Moore. We just didn't really prioritize a reliever, which made both of us think that we were gonna go internal. And then now there just is an empty reliever spot. So
yeah,
like, well, maybe if we didn't just sit there and let everyone else sign.
And to clarify, they should absolutely not go with 14 position players and 12 pitchers.
No.
Florial, if Florial's on the roster, and we go with crazy. 14 position players and 12 relievers, I am a big believer that you can say that the Yankees make enough good decisions or understand their player personnel enough to trust them to make choices when it comes to their pitching staff. Yeah. I would not. I would lose my fucking mind if we went with 14 position players and 12 pitchers. You have too many injuries, and I love Clark Schmidt. He's starting game 2. You predict him to go 4 innings in his first start.
Yeah,
4 innings. 4 innings, and you're happy with it. 4 good innings, of course, not like 4 terrible innings. 4 good innings, and you're happy with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like if I have to see, fucking Clark Schmidt pitch 4 innings and then turn the ball to a 7-man bullpen, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I don't care about the goddamn off day, and I have to see Estevan Florial come in as a defensive substitution for I'm gonna fucking lose it. So let's just let's just make it easy for everyone. Let's just, let's save all. And I'm going to lose it, not just because I'm going to be mad, because I'm only going to be kind of mad. I'm going to more so be mad because I have to see it on my Twitter feed. And seeing Estevan Florial on the Yankees roster who's going to take these guys seriously on my Twitter feed is going to make me go insane. Yeah. So,
I mean,
for my sake.
No, yeah, sorry, I was going to say. No, LA Yankee King just dropped in here saying that Boone said it's going to be 13-13. So thank God we're not planning for 14 guys in the bat. And that's the other thing. If we have a 14-man like offense and where it's like we have 5 guys on the bench essentially, it's going to be very interesting to me considering 2 of those guys on the bench at this moment are Florial and Franchy Cordero. So do you really want to tell me we're going to? Yeah, no, I agree with you. I would love to go get Joe Mantiply from the Diamondbacks, although I don't know what he cost.
No shot.
He did. To be fair, the only reason I don't know what he'd cost is because he's realistically, last season was his really good season. 2021, he was pretty good all around. And then before that, it was like nothing. So IKF for Joe Mantiply. Who says no?
The Diamondbacks probably block Brian Cashman's number immediately.
IKF's a Gold Glove shortstop.
They still. I mean, I genuinely think the Diamondbacks could like use IKF, but I don't think they're going to be trading relief. They have their bullpen. Not that it sucks. They have some talent there, but it hasn't been very good in recent years. And I'm thinking that they want to keep as much of it as possible.
I just don't know like, what other guys there are out there. I mean, like I'm like trying to like look around.
The guy, I mean, Justin Lawrence is out of options, and he's on the Rockies. And the Rockies are stupid. And okay, the Rockies fit the team of stupid enough to trade a guy with really good stuff that hasn't had enough major league success and is out of major league options, minor league options for whatever the fuck the Yankees offer them. They're part of that stupid tier. They are on that stupid tier. It's them and like.
You're not wrong.
Is it the A's? Do you think the A's are in that stupid tier?
The A's are in that stupid tier.
I think they're not only stupid. I think they're just
like shed AJ Puck. I don't know exactly, and they got rid of Cole Irvin in their rotation. So I don't know if they're looking to move more guys.
No, I'm saying more so like I don't think they're dumb. I think they're just that cheap that they make really stupid moves. Yeah, so maybe I'll put like I think the Rockies are their own tier of stupid, and then you have like the Reds and the A's, which are willing to do just dumb things to save money. The Rays are cheap, but like they're not doing stupid things to save money.
Get, Reaver San Martin from the Reds. I'll take him as a line.
I actually kind of liked him before, but I don't.
He's the definition of average, mid. But again, if we're going to be trading for a reliever and it's IKF that's gone, we're not going to be getting much back.
I don't think the Yankees want to settle. I think if you're going to settle for that, at that point, just keep Crook.
So, or go. Yeah, look at the Royals too. Amir Garrett. I mean, I believe Dylan Coleman's a lefty as well.
If I have to see Amir Garrett on the New York Yankees, I don't hate the guy, but the dude sucks, so I don't want to see it.
He's not great.
If the Yankees also traded, like I think that the
Coleman's my bad.
I think the way I'm looking at it is the Yankees.
The Royals have a Roldis. Let's go get another lefty. Let's bring back a Roldis.
I can't wait to see him in Kansas City. Like
dude, I can't wait to see him in front of an 8,000 sellout crowd.
No, I mean like see him as in like see him. Like have like the Yankees see him. You know what I mean? Like have Anthony Volpe hit like a 450-foot home run off of him. Like that'd be special. He deserves it.
Aroldis hanging splitter.
Yeah, this sounds like I just hate everyone who left the Yankees. I don't. I love Jameson Taillon. Jameson Taillon's my boy. I'm not friends with him. He's not friends with me. I'm friends. I would want to be friends with him, but he doesn't know me.
Bring back Earl Doofus. Say it with me, everyone.
Trevor was saying Albert deserved the spot. Matt Blake masterclass. I believe in Matt Blake. He fixed Abreu
absolutely
first.
Believe in Matt Blake. He makes everyone good. He made Abreu good last year.
He had a follow-up point with Abreu was injured, then started pitching through injuries and started pitching poorly, then was shut down. That does track. His stuff actually got worse throughout in his final few outings, and then he had the shoulder issue, and then he came back like 2 months later and didn't make the postseason roster. So I do think that was an injury thing, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And even with relievers in general, all it really takes is just a small thing being off, and you could stink. Like Loizaga was just a little bit off.
I mean, Clay Holmes. Look at what happened with Clay Holmes.
Yeah, he was just a little. Well, he was like very off, but like Jonathan Loizaga was just a little bit off. He had moments where he just looked right, and then it would just come crashing down. Like he did not look that off in the beginning, but he was terrible, unpitchable. That it happens. But Abreu's not going to get the run that Loizaga or Holmes will, to kind of clarify here. He doesn't have their pedigree. He doesn't have their upside. He has good stuff, but they have better shapes than he does. Abreu has like really good velocity, just not the pitch shape. So it could be, Abreu could come out the gates firing hot or come out firing cold if he wants. He's battling for his roster spot long term, and not having minor league options means that kind of at any point in time he could be trade bait or whatever it may be. So he's gonna have to really pitch his ass off in order to just make himself a permanent fixture here. But do I believe in him to do that? Not necessarily, but do I believe in him to be good? Yes. I just don't think he'll be all right. Yeah, it's got to be blow your socks off good for him to be here for a very long time, just because of the options thing. But we'll see. Aiden said, you think the Yankees make any moves? Yeah. Maybe just a lefty for a bullpen? I don't think it has to be a lefty, but I would like it to be a lefty.
It's got to be a lefty that has good splits against righty hitters.
Yeah, I don't
or against lefty hitters. Excuse me, my bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lefty. I don't think it's a lefty.
There's just not that many of them out there. There's so many more options for righties.
I think they're not going to pigeonhole themselves.
That Aiden also posted real quickly. I'll just kind of go to this.
No, of course.
Zach Britton is still a free agent. I don't want to bring back Zach Britton. But if he is fully healthy and his sinker is touching like 93, 94, I wouldn't be that opposed to it. I just don't think the Yankees want to bring him back. I mean, he hasn't been signed yet, so that's probably not a great sign.
The reason I wouldn't sign him is just a luxury tax. That's all.
Not true. And you could also get him on I bet you he'd take a small deal because of the fact that he hasn't gotten signed at all yet.
Yeah, but with Cordero, that's another thing too. The Yankees don't have $1 million of luxury tax space. So if they guaranteed Cordero $1 million if he stays in the major league team, they're gonna go over they're trading some.
That would be hilarious if they went over the luxury tax for Franchy Cordero.
There is someone 100% getting traded in the next like 5. I would love for someone to get traded while we're on stream. But that dude, there's just no way there's someone not getting traded. Yeah. But it's got to be. I don't think it's got to be a lefty. I think I just where are we? Oh, right, you here. Clicked it. That's why. So
we're on this one. We're on this one.
Now. Okay. No, we were on this one. This one.
My bad.
Just now.
One below it. My bad.
Yeah. No. You're good. Because you were looking at the next one that Trevor had. So we're gonna get to that. But lefty reliever. I don't think it has to be one, but I think it would be nice.
It would be.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, I can see righty reliever much more likely though, and I can see us shopping from like the Nationals.
The way I view it is like just like legit. Like if you want to know what my pick would be, if you gave me a list of like, if someone sent me a list of like 10 relievers that the Yankees could get Florial for, I would just sort them by stuff plus and pick the guy with the best stuff plus. That's how I'd pick it. So yeah. Moving on, I might be wrong. Didn't they say Rodon is only out for 3 to 8 weeks or something? Not 8 weeks. What I saw was it was second week or third week of April for Brian Hoke. Heard on the Yes broadcast. So that would be second, third. So we're in the last. Yeah, that'd be 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's maybe we'll say 4 weeks if we want to be a little.
I'd say a couple weeks because I think they're gonna he's probably be activated, start throwing more, do a live bullpen session.
You already did a live bullpen, right?
No, but I'm saying like he'll probably do another one.
Right. Live. No, that's different. Live is different.
Yeah. And then he'll probably be back. I don't know if he's like coming off the IL in 2 to 3 weeks. He probably won't pitch until a week after that. So I'd say 4 weeks is a good estimate for him.
I think activated and first start are two different. Could change a little bit. Like, is he going to be activated or is he going to start? And then if that's best case news for me, is the fact that he's only gonna be out for a couple of weeks, hopefully. Because quite frankly, I think the overreactions to the rotation have been kind of silly. I think, like
it's never fun when you start the season with 3 of your potential 5 guys.
It isn't.
Ryan.
But when 2 of that, like one of them has been out for so long that like Montas being out isn't like
no. But I do wish we had talked about this already a lot previously. I think in the last live stream was when the Montas news broke. It's been that long ago. But no, yeah, when that happened, the main reason that was so disheartening was because the team knew about this all off season and they waited until March to have him have his surgery, or February.
I don't know if they knew about it all.
They did know about it. He was out for the entire end of last season with this injury, Ryan.
I don't think that they knew. If they knew, they would have shut him down.
I don't know why he's keeping that from the team.
I don't think he kept it from the team. It's a shoulder. The thing they didn't like the first shoulder thing he had wasn't picked up from the Oakland A's or the New York Yankees on their MRIs.
That's fair.
Shoulder things are just tricky. Like I'm not going to question how how medical doctors for a baseball team wouldn't have been able to pick up a shoulder thing. It's also another thing too is you have to determine whether you need surgery or not. You can't just look at a shoulder and decide, okay, surgery. Because
no, you're right.
It's like if the Yankees looked at the forearm thing from Rodon's like, fuck it, just give him surgery. We don't even want to we don't want to wait. Like then he would have been out for like a year and instead of like 2 weeks. So you got to wait, even if it's weird. But the thing for me with the Rodon news is just that like, I think it was just a lot of overreacting. It's like the season's over. This and that is the depth we can. Sure. And if the Yankees had another injury, would it hurt a lot? And it would really dampen things? Absolutely.
I also do worry about Sevy because Sevy, this is now the 4th year in a row where Severino's had injuries. And it's like, I am kind of getting a little bit worried where it's like, what if this lat strain does turn into something worse? And I think this is also his 2nd time dealing with the lat strain injury.
It's a different area, but yes.
Yeah, it's just a bit worrisome. Like today on the stock up, stock down episode with Alex, I mentioned that Severino was my stock down guy solely because of the fact that I don't know how much we can trust him right now. And if he does have injury issues right now, come July, the Yankees are going to phantom island. Like it's written in the stars. It's about one of the most obvious guarantees for this season.
In the stars. Oh wait, can we get copyrighted for that? I gotta stop. I gotta chill. I don't know if you can get copyrighted for that. I don't know actually.
We're singing a song, Ryan.
Because I've seen
copywritten for singing.
I was watching. Okay, so I was my guilty pleasure watch is undisputed. My guilty pleasure watch is undisputed.
Mine's the herd, so
yeah, they're so entertaining, man. Even though
it's just so fun to watch. It's like exactly entertainment.
But I actually like one of I think Shannon Sharp was singing something, and then like Skip Bayless was like, "You can't keep singing that. We're gonna have to pay money for that." And so I don't know.
They're on live TV, right?
I don't know if it's different. I don't know what the difference between the FTC and YouTube regulations are. So I'm just gonna err on the side of caution. But no, I don't disagree with the Severino stock down thing. I actually kind of am out on extending him fully. Like I would not pay him after 2023 unless it's a smaller deal. I would at this point, and I want to talk about this at some point. I hope someone asks about a topic I'm going to hint at. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. WBC, NPB pitchers, please, or free agents. There's someone I would like to talk about. But Severino, I don't think I'm extending him at this point.
I don't think so either.
Especially with Rodon too.
And I love Sevy. Sevy's been a Yankee through and through. He's a homegrown talent, and it'd be hard to see him go. But if we have another season of Sevy pitching under 120 innings, I would not extend him. Like, why would you give a guy a 4-year, 5-year extension that hasn't pitched over 120 innings in 4 years?
Also, another thing that matters is that Rodon, we're talking about Rodon right now.
Yeah.
Rodon is not going to stay healthy through all 6 years of that contract. You don't want to have 2 guys who are in their 30s who have extensive injury histories.
Yes.
So that matters too. But
we got to move on. We've spent a lot of time on this one.
Okay, Aaron Judge, he MVP, and he have to all of. I would Tyler. First off, hi. I don't think I've seen your name before, so it's great that you're around, Tyler Johnson. But if you don't mind rewording, I would just so I can understand and answer your question. That's all.
Wait, Aaron Judge, MVP. I don't know. I can see Aaron Judge repeating.
Rodon is starting on the IL list.
Yeah.
That was confirmed a while ago though. And Ryan, tell me which is better, Stuff Plus or Pitching Bot Stuff. Also, tell me why. I don't know if there's one that's specifically better. I legitimately, the one I prefer is Stuff Plus, just because the Pitching Bot is graded on a 2040 is like 2080 scale, which makes it really hard for me to look at like specific differences. So like 2 guys could have a 60 on their fastball, but the gap could actually be like 63 to like 60, which I think matters.
Sure.
So I would say Stuff Plus is just, it just gives me like easier time with rankings,
More
and
precise
also,
measurements, yeah.
and it updates a little more frequently. I know that Cameron Grove works for the Cleveland Guardians now. So I'm all the, he's done great work, and I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I'm like discrediting his work.
No.
I'm just, I feel like the clarity of just having that, even that decimal point difference matters to me. And also we get the spreadsheets update pretty frequently, so I can kind of see per pitch, and also more importantly, like kind of track if stuff is falling or climbing. Like for let's say like Domingo Herman, his stuff didn't fall too much, even though his velocity was falling a little bit towards the end there. That's encouraging to me. You know what I mean? That matters to me, but I'm not going to see that on Pitching Bot, because it doesn't update like that week to week. So I won't be able to keep that log there. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. Hit the ball and tell him hit 78 home runs. I cannot say that Aaron Judge knows me, bro. He probably would, if I called him, which I can't because I don't have his number. But if I somehow got his number and called him, he'd probably say never call this number again. And how'd I get this number? But I will let him know if I see him or something. I don't think I'm going to see him in Binghamton though.
78 home runs would be quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, at least I'm going to say, actually, I hope I don't see him in Binghamton, because if I do, that means that he's rehabbing. So I hope I don't see him in Binghamton. So yeah. He's out for 8 weeks going off memory. 8 weeks.
He was out for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
He
so
was
you
out
have to
weeks.
backlog that. Yeah. And also 8 weeks. That was like that updated apparently. Brian Hoke was like, yeah, second or third week of April, nonchalant, pretty confident. And not saying that Brian Hoke is like a medical professional, but I feel like he wouldn't make that up on a Yes podcast.
And Brian Hoke gets all of his information from the source.
Yeah,
directly.
He's the guy.
He's the guy for the Yankees. Like, I'd say he and Jack Curry are their two guys.
Yeah, you have him, Chris Kirshner, you have
Brendan
Jack Curry.
Cuddy.
Well, I think Jack Curry's like the godfather of like all Yankee sources. If Jack Curry says something, it's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not saying that they're not on that they're not like Hoke, Cuddy, Kirshner don't have like source or anything. It's just like Jack Curry's like, I don't know. It's like that's like I don't know. He's like a holy figure. I don't know how to put it. I would like, I don't know how to, I can't even, I would love to talk to Jack Curry. What about Bader? Bader, we haven't gotten many updates outside of like that he's surprised he's hurt, which is weird. He's like, oh yeah, I don't know how I got this oblique strain. And then we haven't heard shit since. So I'm assuming he's just.
No, we heard that he's progressing nicely. That was the update we got, I think, a week ago. Yeah. I think it was Jack Curry that said Harrison Bader is progressing quite positively. So I imagine we'll see Bader end of April, early May.
Yeah, I mean, I think end of April, early May is good. That's like Severino, Rodon, and Bader should, and hopefully can lead. Like they should have.
Missed the first month of the season. Who gives a shit?
I mean, it matters.
The Rockies started off like 12-4, and their owner called it a success.
Look, wins and losses, like winning matters at any point in the regular season. However, conclusions cannot be drawn in April. I think that's the healthy way to look at it. We talked about Abreu, and we talked. This is Bader.
Yep.
Hope Franchi Cordero pans out since Ortega's a free agent.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Aiden. I'm willing to bet that Franchi Cordero will not be on this team in May.
I would bet the same because I think he's Bader's replacement, but. I will hope the best for him. This is not even like a diss on Cordero as much as it is like the Yankees don't have time or playing time for project guys.
And Cordero's a big project guy. Cordero just got 400 or something with the Orioles, and they got rid of him in spring. So what does that tell you?
He's like the definition of like a project. He's like the definition of just a toolsy guy that's always gonna, like, while he's young, he's gonna stick around the league because he's fast. He hits the ball hard. Right, he can play the outfield. Like, of course, he's going to be, a guy that gets picked up around the league. But it's just, it hasn't happened for him yet. So I don't know.
I am sad to see Ortega go. I was quite happy.
I liked Ortega a lot.
I mean, the whole Hicks Ortega platoon for left field propaganda was elite.
Special. Good times to be alive. So now we played the AL East 24 times less. I don't know if that's the exact number, but I think that's close to
like that.
Yeah. How many wins will that translate to? I don't
more.
think
We're gonna win. We're gonna have an easier time beating NL teams than we would other ALS teams. The AL East is the toughest division in baseball, and now we get to play the Rockies a couple of times, the Pirates. Like, it's not gonna be that. I think we'll make.
I will say having to play the NL more is kind of suboptimal because they have a lot of really quality teams. Like, you're going to have to play the Cardinals, you're going to have to play the Dodgers, you're going to have to play the Padres, you're going to have to play the Mets, you're going to have to play the Braves, and you're going to
also have to play the rest of the NL Central.
Right. The Brewers aren't bad.
Like,
I would rather play
the definition of mid.
I would rather play the Brewers. I'd rather play the Diamondbacks. Or no, excuse me, not rather play. I'd rather the Brewers didn't lose anyone that they care about.
I mean, Hunter Renfroe was a pretty big part of their team last year.
Yeah.
Hunter
Okay.
Renfroe hit 33 bombs or something
Corner
and was like their
outfielder.
second best offensive player.
That's fine. You
But
replace
it's
him with
not
Winker.
fine.
I think Winker
Who
has a
they're
higher
replacing
upside.
him with?
Winker has higher upside.
There's no way you're telling me that you think Jesse Winker has a
higher
upside
He
than Hunter
how many
Renfroe?
140 WRC plus seasons does Hunter Renfroe
Oh my
have?
God, you're going.
No,
back
I'm being
to the
serious. How
one-
many?
Okay, we're going back
Not
to the
one, two.
season.
He has.
Yeah, when he was a platoon bat.
No, 2019, 2022, he was not. 2021, excuse me, he was not a platoon bat. He's fine. I don't really see an issue with Winker to Renfroe, and I don't see an issue.
Yeah, 142, 147, and he played 110 games in 2021 because he didn't play all the time, and then he played 54 in 2020.
No, it was because of an injury. It was because of an injury.
Okay, but yeah, either way, last year,
I just don't really see like let's be real here. There's not a big statistical.
And Hunter Renfroe is also objectively better defensively. He's one of the best right fielders in baseball.
He has a negative 2 OAA last year. I'm not like gonna lose sleep over it.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I think Hunter Renfroe is a much better player than Jesse Winker.
I think much better is crazy, dude. He has 1 year over 120 WRC plus, man.
And it was last year.
That's 1 year
after it.
That's 1 year. Matt Carpenter had a 200 WRC plus last year. He's got 200 WRC plus. It's 1 year. It's 1 year. And projections kind of are in line with this idea that Winker and Renfroe are kind of just the same type of player. Just one's right-handed, the other one's left-handed.
I mean, yeah, Hunter Renfroe, you said he had -2. He had 2 outs above average, and where is it? There it is. So yeah, -2 outs above average, but then he had 2 defensive runs saved as well.
Yeah, and the year prior was 0 defensive runs saved, the -3, and then the year before, like his only really good defensive season was 2019. Like he's a career not elite defender. Yeah. He's just had 2 really good defensive years.
But he also is playing against the bums in the NL Central for most of the time.
But that should help him. No, and Winker actually is familiar with the NL Central and has played well.
True. I don't know. I know you're a big Jesse Winker fan. I remember for a little while there.
Yeah, I was a big
about bringing Jesse Winker over before he went to the Brewers.
I still think they should.
I mean, I don't know what I just don't know. First of all, I don't know what the Brewers are even going to do this year. I think the Brewers are the definition of a mid team. Their lineup is mid in their rotation.
That's still better than like the Orioles.
And I like Freddie Peralta, but Freddie Peralta's their Luis Severino.
I'm just saying I'd rather play that than I'm not even like this isn't even like an argument of like World Series caliber, like division winners or like actually good.
I think I'd much rather play the Brewers 3 times than playing the Blue Jays an additional 3 times.
No, I don't disagree about that, but it's more so, okay, you're not playing the Blue Jays and Rays as much. That's about 3 games you lose. How many games you lose between those 2? 3?
Probably like more than that.
Wait, if it's 20
the Blue Jays?
No, it's 6 each, I think, right? So it's 12 less matchups, I think. No, that 24.
We play those teams more than 6 times each. We played
the
Orioles
last year. Lost 6. You lost 6 matches each because it's 24 and you divide it by 4. 6, 6, 12. So 12 total games against the Rays and Blue Jays, but you also lose 12 games against the Orioles and Red Sox. You gain another series against the Braves. They're clearly better than any team you're going to play in your own division.
I mean, I guess I didn't
think
Dodgers
top heavy and the Padres are also probably better than any team you're going to play in your division.
That's true.
So you have to play those 3 teams, and those are 3.
I guess it balances out.
Depending on how you view Houston, if you view Houston as like if you view Houston as the best team in baseball, then you would say the Dodgers, Padres, and the Braves, and then the Mets, which you normally already play them, so I'm not going to talk about them. Those are your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hardest opponents.
Yeah.
The Orioles and Red Sox don't scare me or move me. The Brewers, I think they could beat us. They could beat us, right? The Diamondbacks. I mean,
if they throw Burns or Woodruff out there, yeah, they could easily beat us.
The Diamondbacks, I think, are better than both of those teams. They have more talent.
You think the Diamondbacks are better than who? The AL East teams?
Than the Orioles and the Red Sox? That's what I'm talking about. You're losing.
Yeah, I'd say the Diamondbacks are honestly about the Orioles level. I don't think the Diamondbacks are that great. I think they're going to need Zach Gallen to throw another month and a half of shutout.
Zach Gallen's an infinitely better pitcher than you're going to see between the not the Blue Jays, the
Orioles
and the Red Sox. And then you're also going to have to play. Baby. You're also going to. He's not starting on the opening day. Yeah, I know he got sent down. Well, didn't have his command wasn't great in spring, so I guess
cares?
I don't disagree with
Dean Kramer instead.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. Because end of the day,
what are you fucking Grayson in my fantasy league?
I know that sucks, but the way I view it is for the scheduling for the Yankees.
Your pick, fuck.
Or even playing the Phillies open. You play the Phillies and the Giants to start off your season. I don't view the Phillies very well, but I still think they're going to win 85 games, and that's me being a pessimist on the Phillies. And the Giants are a solid team. Those are 2 teams who are also better than the Red Sox and Orioles. I would rather have played the Red Sox in the opening series, followed by the Orioles. So when you kind of factor all of that in, playing the Phillies, playing the Giants, playing the Cardinals, playing, the Brewers, playing the Braves, playing the Padres, playing the Dodgers. They're just more quality teams in the NL.
Yeah,
so having to play them more instead of getting your licks in on the Orioles and Red Sox. And again, I don't fear the Blue Jays and Rays the way I fear the Dodgers, Padres, Braves, or Mets. So I think that matters too. You know what I mean? So at end of the day, it's like I kind of feel like you're just playing harder teams and you're getting lesser matchup. You're getting less matchups against easier teams. So I actually don't think it's going to help the Yankees very much. I could be wrong there.
Maybe, also, LA Yankee King brought up a good point with the Grayson Rodriguez comment. He could be getting sent down for service time manipulation reasons.
No, yeah.
It is the Orioles. They are the kings of making sure that they get the most out of their guys.
Yeah, we're gonna flame through.
We need to fly through these round. We're way behind.
I think. I think he could be solid, but I just don't think he's gonna have enough time. I just don't think he's gonna have time to prove it. He's gonna have to start off very hot and then like force a very difficult conversation, force a trades, and I don't think he's gonna do that. I have preseason predictions. It's on my Twitter. I don't mind talking about it later, but I would like to get through as many of these as possible. But it is on my Twitter if you want to kind of scroll through and ask me any questions about it. It's one of my more recent tweets. It's like a screenshot of the spreadsheet. If you're starting every day, I'd be mad that Frank.
If he's starting every day, we have problems.
Yes, that would be a problem.
The team is under siege if we have Frankie Cordero starting every day. Brian Cashman has been held hostage if he is starting every day.
Yes, we're doing that. I'm being serious about this. I'm sorry, but I do not trust this offense. Hot take is the most overrated offense in baseball. Outside of Cabrera, Judge, Bader, Torres, Volpe, Trevino.
Well, and of course, Rizzo. So outside of 6 of the batters, it's the most overrated lineup. How does that make sense?
So Trevino made the cut over Stan and Rizzo.
And DJ?
Yeah. DJ is probably not. I can if he's making the argument that Donaldson's going to start.
How can you say that? Like, how can you say you trust Trevino more than DJ offensively?
I'm going to say I will say I'm assuming that what he's saying is that in the regular lineup for the Yankees, Donaldson will be starting over LeMahieu. So
Donaldson's stance, dude, that motherfucker has got me believing again.
Even if you don't believe in Donaldson, if you think that the starting lineup is going to be Donaldson over LeMahieu, you're implying that Donaldson's playing well enough to stay over LeMahieu for a very long period of time.
Even Donaldson last year in his worst year of his career was still a better offensive player than Jose Trevino.
Right. So
and Jose had his moments. I'm not trying to rag on Jose. I'm just like looking at this. And also, how can you say Bader? But that's the other thing. How can you say Bader in this but not DJ?
Like, my thing is just that, like, again, it's not like a disrespect against Trevino. It's just that he's a catcher. Like, I expect him to give me elite defense, and I'll take what I get offensively. And that's fine. That still makes him a good player. But if you have to, like, take away 2/3 of the lineup and say, look at what you've got left. You've got Donaldson, Stanton, and Rizzo. Donaldson's the only question mark that I have serious gripes with. Yeah. And Donaldson, again, he can, the new stance, that's something we also didn't really get to talk about on a live because it was before that, but he had a good spring. If we're going to take
985,
right. Look, if we're going to sit here and say spring matters because look, I thought this was an interesting thing. So I watched Rates and Barrels. And Saris does that podcast. He brought a new guy. There's another dude there that's replacing Derek Van Riper because he's having a kid. So congratulations to him and his wife. So they were talking about and I'm forgetting names now, but they were talking about spring training. And made a really good point of like, if spring training really doesn't matter and nothing matters from spring training, why are position battles being decided by spring training? Yeah. Now, this isn't saying that spring training is meaningful because it's number one, a small sample size. That's the number one big thing. And number two, the competition you're playing is worse. But it matters, right? It kind of matters. There are players, there are things that kind of matter. Josh Johnson hitting a ball 110 miles an hour kind of freaking matters. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say Josh Johnson's going to bounce back, but it's something and it's going to justify him starting for now. But if you how can you trust Volpe, let's say, to hit, but not Stanton or Rizzo? And he later corrected and said he forgot Rizzo. Yeah, but then you're saying 7. So you're saying there's 2 bad players in your lineup and 7 good.
And one of them is Stanton.
And one of them, is wrongly being deemed a bad hitter. Now, granted, one of them is wrongly being deemed a good hitter. Trevino's not a good hitter. No. But it's still, if you want to say Donaldson and Trevino, you're black holes. Which I think black holes.
Imagine maybe Hicks in this lineup. I don't know who else he's like. What's this lineup construction? You got
right.
Bragg on the left, Judge and right, Bader and center, Torres at second, Volpe at short,
Yeah.
Trevino catcher. So yeah, you're looking at first base, catcher, and DH. Or first base, third base, and DH, excuse me. And I think all three of those positions are honestly three of the Yankees' stronger positions. Like,
Yeah,
even if Donaldson bounces back somewhat to a 110 WRC plus, with DJ LeMahieu also taking reps over there with a likely 120, 118 WRC plus, that is a very, very good lineup.
Yeah,
I'm
really not gonna like get like moved by the. I'm not like the Yankees lineup isn't like insane. It's just not a problem to me until it's a problem.
I think it's a top 5 lineup in baseball.
I think it's a problem. I'm gonna believe it's a problem when the numbers say it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But until I get that information that would tell me that it's a problem, I'm not gonna stress over a lineup that has really no tangible reason for me to think that. So
yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know. But with that being said, do I think the chances to make a major trade? I think stretching.
I don't think they're making a trade at all by tomorrow.
I think they will be.
Like they have to. Like
I
know they have to, but also it's like they've waited the entire day today and done fuck all. So it's like, are they gonna make a trade tomorrow morning? Because like the rosters are due tomorrow, and I know they can make changes after the game and throughout the season and stuff. But are they gonna roll into tomorrow's game with 7 bullpen arms?
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, you could justify that with Cole on the mound. My hypothetical with Schmidt on the mound, I'm absolutely fucking not doing it.
And that's one day after, though. So that's the other thing. Like, they have to make a trade tomorrow.
Right, but you have an off day, and I'm fine.
That's
I think
true.
the off day,
Friday's off.
I think the what would piss me off is if I have to see 7 relievers or someone get shuttled around just to keep Florial there for that Schmidt start. That Schmidt start, no excuse. I need 8 relievers. I need all 8 relievers 100% ready to go. But yeah, so that's my take. That's my take on it. But yeah,
that's fair. Right, moving on. We're gonna skip past the more WBC stuff. Let's do all right. How are Franchy's splits against righties? He's a righty himself, but then his last
Cordero?
Yeah.
Wait, which Cordero are we talking? He's saying
I'm looking at Jimmy.
He's a lefty.
I'm looking at Jimmy.
Yeah, because I was saying which Cordero.
I think he means Franchy.
He said Franchy. I was asking you.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I don't even know anymore.
I was saying like Franchy's splits. I thought versus righties. At Jimmy name though. Yeah, versus righties because he's implying we could play him with Hicks in left field. He hits righties better than he hits lefties. That's for one.
But that's not
he doesn't
saying
really hit
much
either
he does
that well. Yeah, 96 WRC plus against righties last year, 72 against lefties. I mean, a 96 WRC plus isn't that ass. Like we could live with that for the time being.
The problem is just the strikeouts, man. Like I think
it's like I know it comes down to options. But what does Franchy Cordero do better than Willie Calhoun except have speed?
Well, that's the
Franchy's not a good defensive player for his career. That's why he was moved to first base.
I think two things. Number one, you can just kind of get rid of Cordero.
That's true. Yeah, I know you can't do that.
But number two, and the more important thing, what is like if we're looking is if Willie Calhoun's spring trading stats matter, does Franchy Cordero's better spring trading stats not matter more? And the fact that both of them have been atrocious major leaguers over the last 2 years, Cordero is going to start. If Cordero just did it with the Yankees, we would be saying that he should have made the team.
That's true.
Right? Like, honestly, I think that might be the justification here. If Franchy Cordero had his spring training with the Yankees instead of the Orioles, we would be sitting here saying,
like, Franchy,
he should have made it. Yeah, we would be like, holy shit, Franchy fucking scoops, baby. We'd be like, Franchy fucking Cordero, baby. But like, I don't think, but at the end of the day, I just don't believe in any of the project outfielders that we bring in to do well. Not because I don't trust the organization, but because their median outcome is to not do well. That's why they were minor league contracts. Like that's their expected outcome is to be bad baseball players or not be great major league players. So that's what I expect out of them. So yeah. Gardner made the All-Star team once, having his number
All-Star appearances does not equate to a good career.
But I kind of get what he's saying. Like,
but I guess I do. But at the end of the day, 38 F-WAR and like 108 WRC plus career.
Is that like,
and the dude won a World Series? The dude's like top 5 all time in stolen bases.
Do you know how long it took for Paul O'Neill's number to get retired?
I know, but I'm just saying,
20-something years. He's not a better Yankee than Paul O'Neill. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say it's going to happen today. I'm saying he should have consideration to have his number retired. That's all I'm saying.
But
Brett Gardner was the Yankee of all Yankees. He was a blue-collar Yankee.
Okay, Whoa.
He was a
Yankee of all
blue-collar
Yankees
Yankee,
is
baby.
crazy.
Brett Gardner deserves more
I
love.
love Brett
Brett Gardner
Gardner.
gets way too much hate.
I
Like
do
this
think
comment right
that.
here.
No, I don't disagree.
Also,
But
Brett
it's not
Gardner,
this isn't
if
too much
Jacoby
hate. This is
Ellsbury got fucking Hall of Fame considerations, Brett Gardner should be on the next Hall of Fame ballot when he's eligible.
Yeah, but Hall of Fame ballot and getting your number retired is not the same. Nick Swisher is on the Hall of Fame ballot. Should he get his number retired?
Probably.
No, he shouldn't. But like Paul O'Neill, 20 years before he got his number retired, and he's a better Yankee than Brett Gardner is. That's a fact. He's a better Yankee than Brett Gardner is. Longer term Yankee, yes, it's Gardner, and yes, it's the career F4. It's going to be higher than Paul O'Neill's as a Yankee, but Paul O'Neill's a better Yankee than Brett Gardner was. That's a fact. That's like me sitting here and saying, no, he's a better. Come on, no. He's a better Yankee. He's a better Yankee than Brett Gardner is. It's not.
Paul O'Neill put up like 22, 23 career.
He played fewer years here, so of course he's going to have. He played way fewer years here. Of course, he's going to have worse.
He played three fewer seasons, and that's counting Brett Gardner's last year where he was dog water.
You're also counting the last years of Paul O'Neill's career.
Paul O'Neill was not that bad in his last couple of years.
His
Paul
last
O'Neill's
2
better
years,
than Brett Gardner's last 2 years.
His last 2 years, he put up over 1,000 plate appearances and just cracked 2 F1 and 99 WRC plus. He was an older player back then.
So if we're gonna give it to Paul O'Neill, why not give it to Brett Gardner? That's
because
all I'm saying.
Paul O'Neill's a significant. This isn't
not a significantly better player.
Yes, he is a significantly better player than Brett Gardner was as a New York Yankee. It's not how many he had a 170 WRC plus in 1994.
Okay.
What are we talking? Like, let's be real here, man. And also your postseason definitely matters in getting your number retired. And he was an amazing Yankee in the postseason. He has some incredible Yankee moments. The Yankees don't have as many World Series titles without Paul O'Neill. The Yankees in 2009 probably still won the World Series with or without Brett Gardner.
I don't know.
Or maybe not with or without, but I don't think it. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he would change his fate.
I just think Gardner, again, at the end of the day, he's going to be one of the most underrated Yankees of all time for the entirety of his life. But it's like I think Monument Park Brett Gardner would make sense because Brett Gardner bled pinstripes. That dude was a Yankee through and through. And that matters when you retire his numbers, and that matters when you put him in Monument Park.
But that's fine. But you can put him in Monument Park and not retire him.
And you want to tell me that they stop it with Brett Gardner?
Time out. A-Rod doesn't have his number retired. They should end the discussion here. No. Discussion. No. Time out. The discussion's over right there. The discussion ends right the second A-Rod's number. I don't care about the steroids thing because this isn't the Hall of Fame. This is not. And Andy Pettitte has a number retired, and he's not in the Hall of Fame because of steroids. So I do not want to hear the steroids. But the relationship with the Yankees isn't as good. Look, Aaron Judge is probably the most talented Yankee I've seen in my
You could put Judge in Monument Park right now.
Yes, you could. But Alex Rodriguez won 2 MVPs with the Yankees and is the only reason why they won the 2009 World Series.
I think A-Rod should be in Monument Park too.
But my point is,
I think A-Rod should have been in Monument Park years ago.
My point is, he is not. Therefore, Brett Gardner should not even get a thought for Monument Park. He's not. Okay. He does not have his number retired. There's not a universe where A-Rod cannot have his number retired and Brett Gardner gets consideration.
Well, that's fair.
Sorry.
I agree with that.
I don't even care. But Brian Cashman doesn't like Alex Rodriguez. No, because I can already hear. I know you're not saying this, but I can hear someone fucking thinking this. But Brian Cashman doesn't like Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez is a fucking cheater. Go look at. I want you. I hope there's a way to experience a universe where the Yankees didn't win the 2009 World Series, so I could see the people who don't like A-Rod have to sit through it. But yeah, we have to move on.
Yeah, no, I think Paul O'Neill was a great Yankee. I'm not saying he's not.
He's a better Yankee than Gardner.
He's like a career 300 hitter with the Yankees. Like
the 1996 boomer Yankee fan in me is just I cannot listen to Brett Gardner is not better than Paul O'Neill's Yankee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, A-Rod should have his number retired.
I'm willing to throw away analytics for this.
Yeah, real quickly, Trevor. That he did use steroids in New York. He openly admitted to using them at the end of his career there. That's why he was suspended for.
And that's fine. But that's fine with me. That's fine with me. Andy fucking Pettitte is retired.
I agree, Ryan. I'm
not saying you disagree. I'm just clarifying. I want to clarify. I'm aware he took steroids. I know he took steroids. In the Hall of
Fame. He's the best. He's the most talented player to ever play baseball.
Hall of Fame. I'm not going to get into whether he should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think that's talented player to ever play baseball.
Okay, I think that's crazy because Shohei Ohtani. What do you mean? Shohei Ohtani can pitch and fucking hit, man.
Right? Okay,
we gotta move on.
This current generation's obsession with Shohei is absurd.
What do you mean?
He's great. Shohei Ohtani's elite. He's great.
Yes, he's like the best player I've ever.
He's the better player than A-Rod is absurd.
Time out.
That should be considered blasphemy.
What?
That should be considered blasphemy.
We're not talking about who's the better career player all time.
Who's the better player?
But no one's arguing that. The better player is like Barry Bonds over A-Rod. But no one's saying.
Okay, Ryan.
Come on. Come on.
No, don't come on me.
Barry Bonds or Alex Rodriguez? Barry Bonds. Not a hard question to ask. You know what I mean? That's an easy, that's a no-brainer. But like, who's more talented, Derek Jeter or like, I don't know, Fernando Tatis Jr.? Obviously, Fernando Tatis Jr. Who's the better player all time? Derek Jeter. That's how this works.
Higo did what Shohei did before it was cool. So I don't
know who did what with before who was cool?
He was from the Negro League. Come on now. Come on.
Okay,
now,
but Shohei Ohtani's throwing timeout. He can throw a baseball harder than 99% of the league and hit a baseball harder than 99% of the league. Oh yeah.
And if you put A-Rod on the bump, he'd have a sub
Shohei Ohtani's could win the AL Cy Young this year. I hope you're aware. Like he could.
That's I am aware of that. Right?
Who can do that and also probably hit 40 home runs? I'm not saying but no one. I'm not gonna. We're gonna hurry this up. But there's not a single player on planet fucking Earth that has ever existed, that will ever exist. No, not will ever exist. Maybe there's someone else, but that has ever existed that is more talented than a guy who can fucking pitch and hit. I'm sorry. And it's not, you can't even say I'm like one of those like, Ohtani should have won the MVP because he can pitch and hit, because I think it should have been Judge. And I don't understand how people thought otherwise. I'm glad Judge won the MVP and I got to shove it in their faces. But Ohtani's the most talented player ever. He's like the best player in baseball. It's not close. Let's be real. Barry Bonds. Oh my God. Barry Bonds is more talented than Ohtani. No, he's not. It's not close. I'm sorry.
Now, Bonds, I don't agree with A-Rod because it's different with the way.
No, it's not. It's not close. The more talented player is Shohei. This isn't a discussion.
Right.
We're talking about being good at. We're not talking about production. We're talking about being able to how talented you are. Raw.
Right. I'm willing to bet a lot of these players also probably pitched in high school and they could probably have pitched in college and they just decided to commit to one.
No, they didn't just.
That's what happens with a lot of players. That's what happens with a lot of players.
Do you know how hard it is to be do you know how hard it is? Shohei Ohtani is like a top 5 pitcher in baseball. Do you know how hard it is to be that good?
I am aware, yes.
Do you think like it's easy to be like Garrett Cole? Like it's not. It's not easy.
I know it's not easy. I'm not
and how are we sitting here
having saying that there's more talented players that play baseball?
Well, this guy who only played shortstop.
Just because you're a unicorn doesn't mean you're the best player to ever play the game.
But there's a reason why.
But that's what you're saying. You're saying that because he pitches and hits, he's the best player to ever play. That's literally what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I said talented.
You said anytime someone does both and does them well, they're the best player to ever play.
No, I said they are the most talented player. There's a difference. There's a big difference. You know what the big difference is? Yes, there is. There's not a difference between talent and best.
Argument of this. I said that A-Rod is the most talented player to ever play.
And I told you he's not. I told you he's absolutely not. It's 100% Shohei Ohtani. 100%. This is the conversation.
Ohtani is not that good.
But you're saying that Ohtani is not a better player than Alex Rodriguez is, and I'm not disagreeing. But that's not the argument.
But that is the argument.
No, that's not.
Okay, right. We need to move on.
The better baseball player is Alex Rodriguez. The same way Fernando Tatis Jr. is not a better baseball player all time than Derek Jeter is. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is a more talented baseball player than Derek Jeter is. And anyone with a brain would tell you that. And if you ask every Yankee fan in this chat right now, guys, is Tatis more talented than Jeter was? Yes or no? They'll say yes, because you know what? People who knew Jeter could have hit a ball 118 miles an hour, and that's okay. He's still better than Tatis is right now. That's a fact. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's a fact. Say, you know what? Lindor and Tatis, who's better? Who would you rather draft right now? Right now,
Tatis.
Okay. Would you consider Lindor? Would you consider Lindor?
A little bit.
You would consider who's clearly more talented? Who's more talented?
Obviously, Ryan. What kind of stupid ass question is this?
Is it close? Who's
the better player? Babe Ruth or Randall Grichuk?
Yeah, it's Babe Ruth. No fucking shit, right? But like, who's more talented, Tatis or Lindor? It's O'Neal Cruz or Francisco Lindor.
Oh, that's a little bit harder.
Come on, who's more talented? Let's be honest here. Come on, it's the guy with the hardest hit ball in the human recorded history.
Yeah, but it's also the guy that's going to strike out 37% of the time.
Exactly, but that doesn't. My point is that being talented doesn't always make you the better player, but it makes you talented.
That it does with Ryan. We're comparing. You're doing a modern comparison of what I'm trying to say. In that Alex Rodriguez not only had arguably the best baseball career of all time. When you look,
he didn't. It's Barry Bonds.
Well, when you look at everything he accomplished, Barry Bonds.
Yeah, no, it's Barry Bonds.
Okay. I was going to say matched with the most talent. So in terms of the equal of both, he is the overall best player, if that makes sense. Like for his talent and his accomplishments and his stretch in the league, He is the best baseball player.
I can't agree with that.
And we can disagree. That's called an opinion.
It's
Ryan.
just not even close. I just
what
don't
the
even.
fuck
I
do you mean
love
it's
it.
not
It's
even
not
close?
close between A-Rod and Barry Bonds. This is a fucking conversation you can have, man.
Dude.
This
Oh
just
my
isn't.
God.
Barry Bonds has a 200 plus W. Barry Bonds has a season where he got on base more than he did it. Alex Rodriguez doesn't. Conversation over.
Yeah,
but
the difference is that Barry Bonds used steroids every year of his career except
so
for
did
A-Rod used steroids for 3 years.
What?
Ryan. 3 years. 3 years. He used steroids for 3 years.
Barry Bonds used steroids with
years.
the San Francisco Giants, but he has a Hall of Fame career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's the same argument for A-Rod, except when they both took
Barry
steroids.
Bonds used steroids for like 7 years. A-Rod used them for 3, and one of them was when he was 37.
Both of them used steroids. When one guy did it, he became a perennial MVP. When the other guy did it, he became the greatest baseball player we will ever see in our lifetimes. There's a clear
perennial
difference
MVP.
Here.
What are you talking about? A-Rod won 2 MVPs with the Rangers.
No, I said A-Rod was a perennial MVP.
Well, I thought you meant Barry Bonds because
no. I said, and then the other guy, Barry Bonds, became the greatest baseball player we've ever seen in our lives, and we will ever see. No one will ever be better than he was. I'm sorry, it's a fact of life.
We gotta stop with this because we're not gonna. I'm not gonna change my opinion on it.
If someone ever, if this is a lifetime bet, if someone before while I'm alive has a better WRC plus season qualified than Barry Bonds, it has to be a 162 game season, no fucking 60 game shit, right? Then I will donate 200.
Didn't Judge just post like the best season since Barry Bonds?
No. We're talking better season than Barry Bonds' career best WRC plus. I don't care if they do steroids. I don't care how they did it.
Well, that's the problem, though. We're never going to get that opportunity because no one's ever going to be allowed to do steroids again.
So thank you. No. I said any form of cheating. Any form of cheating is totally fine.
I know, but we're not going to get that because that's not allowed.
No. You're not going to get it because no one else can fucking do it. Because no one else can do what Barry Bonds did. So Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player of all time, and it's better than A-Rod. It's not close. But we'll move on here.
Barry Bonds couldn't play defense because he's so fucking fat.
Oh, but A-Rod finished with what, a negative? He was not a very good defender at shortstop. I know that for a fact. And he also wasn't a very good defender at third base. I love A-Rod. I love him. I love A-Rod.
Okay.
Grow up a little bit here.
Okay.
Maybe if he won a title with the WBC.
You grow up a little bit.
Maybe if he won a title with the Dominican team in the WBC, he would be there. But nah.
Yeah, he and Juan Soto are in the same boat, huh?
Let's see. We were somewhere up here.
What about your guy, Sam? He pitched a gem, huh?
Gary Sanchez might have called the worst pitch ever, but we're gonna talk to that later. We'll talk about that another time.
Barry Bonds is more talented.
Let's see. I'm not gonna go with.
We'll kind of go back up here a little bit. There we go. D-backs aren't trading anyone. They're a sleeper team. I think they're a little bit of a sleeper.
I think they're done.
I just think they're a mid team right now. Like their offense isn't deep enough. They have a lot of question marks. Look, I am a huge Corbin Carroll fan. I think that dude's gonna win NL Rookie of the Year and run away with it. But what do you mean, aw?
I love Corbin Carroll.
He's the man. He's the fucking man. The dude flies around the bases. Though it would be pretty funny to do a pitch timing comparison pitching, which happens quicker. Wandy Peralta throwing an inning and Corbin Carroll rounding the bases twice. It would be.
I feel like when the Yankees play the Diamondbacks, if I have to see I'm trying to think of like just we don't have Chapman anymore. Because I was gonna say if I have to see a Roldis Chapman pitch with Corbin Carroll on the base paths, I'm gonna kill myself, and I don't have to see it. My day just got so much better. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. No. Thank God. Yeah. No. The Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll, Diamondbacks. I think they'll be 82 and 80. Which
I think I see like a 78 to 84 win team.
82 is mid, right?
Yeah, it's a mid team. Like I think they'll still be third in the division, maybe fourth, depending on how the Giants are. The Giants are the bigger wild card, in my opinion. That division.
The Giants,
the Diamondbacks have built out their team with a lot of young talent, and they have an incredibly deep outfield. But their bullpen's also mid. In their rotation, they're relying on guys like Brandon Pfaadt, who'd never pitched in the majors, and Merrill Kelly, who had the greatest season of his career last year. So and Madison Bumgarner still in the rotation. So there's a lot of question marks.
I also think a big thing with the Giants Diamondbacks thing is that the Giants have a lot more veteran talent.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of matters here. I think you can kind of trust.
I want them to suck ass so that way they trade us Jock Peterson finally.
We're gonna talk. I want to talk about this at the deadline eventually. But if the New York Yankees ever got their hands on Jock Peterson, I would cry tears.
Insane.
I would cry tears that you've never seen a grown man cry.
I want Jock so bad, dude. He's so
trade
good
in your lifetimes, guys.
Jock Peterson is so good.
Jock Peterson is like the coolest person ever.
He's just the Pearls and the Bronx would be sick. With he and with Oswaldo's puka shells, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I have to take penicillin because I have a sore throat and I have to take these antibiotics. So I'm just
Penicillin, what
taking
is
one.
this fucking?
It's an antibiotic because I have my
1900s.
throat. I told you this. I have a sore throat. So
Who
all
came up
this,
with penicillin? I'm trying to
all
think. Who was
this.
the penicillin? Was it Louis Pasteur? No, that was pasteurization of milk. Give me a second.
But yeah, I have to take this because I
penicillin?
had an
I'm trying to
alarm.
think.
I had a reminder instead of an alarm, so it didn't blare. But yeah, I have to take it this
Oh,
time.
Alexander Fleming. That's who it was. Alexander Fleming. That's who discovered. That's who returned from the penicillin.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So moving on. Aaron
We'll
Loop. No.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll just move down here because like Aaron Loop, we moved on from reliever talk there. IKF
Right.
for Jake McCarthy.
No.
If we can get Rake McCarthy for I can't field, I will be ecstatic.
See, IKF actually. So fun fact for Ryan.
You can just
IKF
plug in where
is
Jake McCarthy played because now he plays the outfield.
No, IKF is the Yankees. This is true. IKF is the Yankees franchise holder in career DRS at shortstop. I'm not joking. That's true.
That kind of hurts.
Do you know who the franchise leader is in outs above average at shortstop? And guess how many innings they've played there? It's two guys tied.
Ramiro Pena and Eduardo Nunez.
No, you have to think OAA was invented in 2016. So you have to think 2016 beyond.
Tyler Wade and Didi Gregorius.
Nope.
Oh, it's Andrew Velasquez. It's got to be squid. What the fuck?
It's not Andrew Velasquez. He had a negative OAA.
Wow. It's certainly not IKF. I know it's not IKF.
Nope.
I'm
going to give it to you. Oswaldo Cabrera, 28 innings. Starling Castro, 20 innings.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Starboy played over there before me.
Yeah.
A second. I forgot about that.
He played 20 innings though. So it was probably like a spot start. And so the guys, non-primary shortstops, have the Yankees shortstops OAA record. That metric's been around for over half a decade, and they have.
Of course, they do.
Anthony Volpe has a lot to live up to.
Sorry, my dog is going nuts upstairs.
We're gonna move on from reliever talk. Chad Green, Tyler Duffy. I see that there. Chad Green signed, and so did Tyler Duffy. I don't even know where though.
I don't even care about Tyler Duffy.
Wait, is that even his name? It's Danny Duffy.
No, it's Tyler Duffy.
No, it's Danny Duffy.
Tyler Duffy, the reliever. He played for the Twins for a while back.
Oh,
I think he was in the Yankees organization briefly.
He was. I don't know what they did with him.
Bro. Oh, wait, the Cubs. He's on the Cubs now.
Gotcha. Cubs reliever lab goes crazy. This is an interesting one. I would trade Torres for Gavin Sheets.
I would not.
Wouldn't. That's why it's interesting because I would not. And I don't think that's.
I trade IKF for Gavin Sheets. Fuck it.
I don't really think it's a. I don't really think it's close either.
No, I would. I was thinking about this today. I was talking about it with my friend Frankie. We were playing some MLB The Show today, and I was like, "There's one player that I'd actually trade Gleyber Torres for," and I've kind of come to terms with this, and it's Anthony Santander, and that's not going to happen. So I don't want to trade Gleyber. Like that's the only guy I'd really trade him for.
I was thinking about
this, like, there's no other real. There's the good pitchers in the market. A lot of teams aren't going to be looking to move them as the season kicks off. But outfielders, a lot of teams have multiple outfielders and guys in AAA. I mean, the Orioles, for one, Colton Cowser is probably ready to go. Heston Kjerstad's ready to go. Like, you got a couple of guys down there that could easily push this roster this year. And maybe they look to move Santander. That's the only reason. And the D-backs aren't moving anyone.
Dude, I have no idea what the Yankees could move Torres for right now. I think it's a deadline thing.
I don't want to move him at all anyways.
No, not right now. Unless you're getting like a Santander quality bat with that much control, but no chance. Should we re-sign Zach Britton? We talked about this. No. Oh, we talked about Britton already.
Yeah, I think he went way up.
I do see some people who are like fuck Britton. Like, I don't hate the guy. I know he's not good right now.
No, he's not a bad dude.
He was a solid Yankee.
He was. He had his moments. I mean, at the end of his time there, it definitely sucks, but that is what it is.
This is an interesting.
The Reds for lefty.
I think
that's what we're saying. Reaver San Martin.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. What's Reaver San Martin? But I feel like you'd have to trade with. So to get here's the key to getting a cheap team to do a stupid thing. Find a pitcher that's making any sort of money on their roster, and I'm not saying a lot of money. I'm saying just money in general. Like, you know what?
IKF for Hunter Green. Who says no?
You know what? Buck Farmer is making $1.75 million last year. You know what? He had a 3.83 ERA last year. He pitched pretty well. He has bad command, but his stuff is pretty gross. I don't know. We saw him last year.
I've been a big fan of Lucas Sims for a while.
But he doesn't cost money. Buck Farmer.
Lucas Sims costs money. Lucas Sims is making a couple milli. He was ass last year.
Isn't he hurt? Oh, he is. Yeah, he has back surgery. I was like, because I know he's hurt.
Oh yeah, he's opening the season on the IL.
I know
Getting
if he was good and making money, I would have just seen him just now because I was looking at
making
guys.
1.3 this year,
Yeah.
1.3 million.
But he was also like a 2-pack of ass last year. But I do agree with what you're saying in the sense of good stuff. I'm always going to take good stuff over pack of ass or not pack of ass.
And he was good before that. Before his injury last year, he was pretty good. He
Buck
was very
Farmer,
injury prone last year.
it's my boy now. Buck Farmer's my dog now.
It's a lot of swings and misses. Lucas Sims does.
But you know what? I'm gonna push this Buck Farmer propaganda on the timeline at some point.
We need to roll through this. We got so many comments behind.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. I also gotta eat food soon. I'm starving. No, Britain talk. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of money. He's gonna
IKF for hand. I'm down.
Don't do that to me. Bring back Joely. He already signed. Someone mentioned that.
Isn't he on the Red Sox right now?
Yeah, he got hurt though. 60 IL.
Oh,
yeah.
Joely was a fun Yankee for the.
I love Joely
there.
Rodon and Sevy is 2 to 3 weeks. No, LA Yankee King. It is not a May return for Rodon. Apparently, that's not what it is projected to be right now.
But Severino, I don't know how long it is.
Yeah, Severino could be mid-May. I could see that.
Has Cole really never won a Cy Young?
He should have won in 2019, and I hate that he doesn't.
I didn't know he didn't win one.
He hasn't won one. Fun fact though, Justin Verlander has won his last two. Yeah, the last 2 years Justin Verlander has been healthy. Has won the Cy Young. So fun fact, because he was only healthy in 2019.
Cole, well, this is actually a really good option here to give your AL and NL Cy Young predictions.
Yeah. So my AL one, I'm picking Framber Valdez. And my NL one, I'm picking Justin Verlander. So yeah,
double stank.
I'm going Verlander because fly ball pitcher who had a really I think he had the 10th best stuff plus among starters last year.
He's also 44 years old.
That's fine.
I know age is just a number for him.
Fly ball pitcher in Citi Field. I think the ERA is going to be regress a little bit, but it'll be fine. He'll pitch a lot. Framber, I think,
too distracted with that nasty ass giant scoreboard.
That scoreboard at MLB The Show is gross looking. I need to get the game.
That too. That's also awful.
But Framber is going to be a good ERA guy. He's going to pitch a lot. So you know what? Yeah.
I'm going NL Zach Gallen.
I think like he's finished second or third on mine, I think.
Yeah, he was so good. And I wanted to say Corbin Burns again, but last year I said Corbin Burns and he didn't win, so I'm changing it up a bit. So I'm going to go with him. And then my dark horse NL would be Hunter Green. I think Hunter Green just needs to get the innings. That's it. And he also needs some help with his offense, which probably won't happen. But Hunter Green just has the nastiest stuff. His fastball, in my opinion, is the best fastball in baseball. And then for the AL, I'm going to actually say, yeah, Garrett Cole gets his first this year. I think last year he had a bad year by his standards, and he's going to kind of come out here and silence the haters this season. Throw 220 innings of like 3.1 ERA ball, strike out like 300, 280 guys. Like he's going to be elite.
Yeah. So one thing that's interesting, not interesting. One thing that I want that you said that's interesting is your dark horse picks. I went with Reed Detmers in the AL because he has a velocity spike, and I went with Blake Snell in the NL because Blake Snell has won a signing before, and his stuff is still really good. He just has to stay healthy. So
very nice. And then my AL sleeper, I guess I didn't do an AL sleeper. I haven't really thought about it. My AL sleeper going into the season wasn't really a sleeper by all accounts because there's Tristan McKenzie. But his injury does.
But I think that would have been a nice like sleeper. It's close enough to a sleeper because he hasn't won one.
And then I guess I don't know. I'm trying to think if I got like a legitimate sleeper. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to go with Pablo Lopez. I think Pablo Lopez is going to take another step forward with the Twins this year. I was hard on him last year. I was not a big Pablo Lopez believer, but I do think he has good enough stuff. I want to say Sonny Gray because I love Sonny Gray, but he's just not going to get the innings to be a contender.
Like, I think Lopez is a really good pick.
140 inning guy.
But
Lopez is going to probably throw 200 innings this year. He's gonna bolster. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going with a different twin, Joe Ryan.
Joe Ryan, yes, it's a good pick.
Ryan.
He added some stuff. He's gonna be a better pitcher this year.
Yeah, and he looks like Doc Ray Montgomery, so I'd add some bonuses. Handsome guy.
I want to do a 6-man rotation. We do not have the pitchers for 6. We have 5.
If we do a 6-man rotation,
5 guys.
Yeah, we're lucky to have 5.
He's the 6th starter in this room with us right now.
Dave, no, I mean, be a 6th man.
I guess what he's saying is when everyone's healthy.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
But even then, you're gonna take away Garrett Cole starts. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. Fuck no. I mean, I'm fine with the 4-man right now because I think that's what they said.
4-man for a little bit.
Where he's gonna have Cole pitch Thursday, and since we have the off day Friday, he's gonna pitch again as the 5th starter.
Yeah, so that's fair. Yeah, I'll take it. No, we just no. Oh wait. We got. I'm gonna like move through like this. Roki Sasaki.
Dude, when Roki Sasaki is posted, Roki Sasaki will sign for the largest contract of any player outside of Ohtani and Trout. Roki Sasaki could legitimately command like $400 million the moment he's posted. This dude has better stuff than Ohtani on the mound. And Shohei himself said so.
He has the best stuff in the world, I think.
Yeah, it's insane. He throws a 92 mile an hour splitter.
And now I will say Yamamoto is my personal narrative guy from the MPB because he's going to be posted after the 2023 season, most likely. He's the back-to-back Cy Young winner. He's won an MVP. I think he's either the reigning MVP or won the MVP of the year. No, he won the MVP of the year before because Murakami won off that insane season. Yamamoto, give me. Finished second in WBC and stuff plus behind actually the lefty that started the championship game. I forgot his name. He was a lefty.
He was the Shinobu, something like that.
Yes, he's good. He's good. Yeah. But
he's got
Yamamoto, bro. Yamamoto is like, I think Yamamoto would instantly be a top 20 pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
I mean,
Sasaki has to pitch a little bit more in terms of just like actual volume per season. Not because I'm not sure he's good, because I just need to know that he could pitch 170 innings. And that
he's only 21 and he's already at this level.
Oh yeah, no, 20. Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is insane.
100% agree. But like Yamamoto, I think could walk into Major League Baseball and he would have like good odds to win the Cy Young.
Do you think the Yankees are in on Yamamoto at all?
Oh yeah,
we had Scouts there, but do you think that the Yankees are going to be actually legitimately in on him?
The Yankees were scouting Yamamoto last year.
I know
the year before W. Like they were I know this for a fact. They've sent scouts to watch him in the 2022 2022 season. They're in on him. The Yankees need a starting pitcher. Severino's going to be a free agent. Montas is a free agent. You can say, oh, but they have Schmidt and Herman. And what about
Herman?
I love Johnny Brito. If you think Domingo Herman or Yanni Brito or Matt Crook is fucking stopping them from signing Yamamoto, you're crazy.
Herman won't be on this team next year anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is his last season.
It would take not just because I've seen some people and I've made this comparison, compare like Brito to like, could he be like 2017 Montgomery, which is like kind of out of nowhere, just have a really good year as a rookie.
He's got the same changeup combo.
Exactly. But you know what? That wouldn't be a good enough year to stop you from signing like a top 20 pitching talent in the planet. Like, absolutely. No, it's not good enough to do that. Brito would have to like have a Nestor Cortez breakout for you to consider not signing a really good starting pitcher because that guy is there. And even then, you'd have what? Schmidt is not a sure thing. If I'm going to sit here and say Herman is not a sure thing, I cannot sit here and say Schmidt is a sure thing. That's hypocrisy.
No, absolutely.
Schmidt, Herman, Brito, they're not sure things. You're going to be with just Rodon, Cole, and Cortez. You need two more starters. At least in my opinion, two more starters from what we know right now. Do I think Schmidt can be the 5 long-term? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I know that? No.
So. Also, real quickly, I wanted to post this real quick. Trevor Alley, I believe Roki does throw a cutter.
Yeah, he throws a slider he has like a variation. He throws like either a cutting one or a slider, a sweeping.
It's like a middle ground between the two.
Yeah,
it's a great pitch. Every one of his pitches is a plus pitch. Honest to God, he throws like a 99 mile an hour sinker and like a 102 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah,
like what this guy's got better. This guy's got the same kind of mix, in my opinion, as like a Sandy Alcantara,
Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom doesn't throw a sinker.
He doesn't, but Roki doesn't like. Not that Roki doesn't throw a sinker, but he's more of a Roki's more of a like back spinning fastball guy.
That's true.
So that's very much deGrom like in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
That's fair.
But what else we got? I guess we'll talk. We'll skip over all the WBC, the MPB talk because we've got to talk a little bit about those guys. So we got a lot in on that stuff. Actually, no, wait. We do need to talk to Murakami.
Murakami. That's what I was going to say. Murakami. I don't know why I've never felt as confident about a player becoming a Yankee as I do about Murakami becoming a Yankee. Granted, we have to wait a little while.
I'm not as confident that he's going to be a Yankee just because, like, it's.
I mean, isn't his favorite player Hideki Matsui?
I don't know. No. The reason I'm saying I'm not as confident is because I don't know. Like, I just don't know what the team looks like in 2 years, which I think matters.
Yeah,
like, there's a real world where, like, Andre Chaparro comes up and is a stud, and Trey Sweeney comes up and is a stud, and the Yankees are like, all right, fuck it, we don't, we're good.
No, you're right. Right. Or we get Matt Chapman next year at third base, and then there's our third baseman for the next 6 years.
The thing is, are they going to sign a third baseman? I mean, maybe they do.
Like,
even that. Like, let's say Matt Chapman has like an MVP caliber year. Remember, Murakami's listed as a third baseman, but he's projected to be a first baseman. If Matt Chapman, you sign him, or even if you don't sign him, if LeMahieu's still here right now, if LeMahieu does well and Chaparro does, like, it's not saying that like Sweeney and Chaparro both panning out and being good enough to stop you from signing Murakami is unlikely because that requires two prospects being like close to all-star level, which is already unlikely in the first place for one of them to do it. But that's still possible. Like, I'm not even saying like elite player. Like, I'm talking like Chaparro goes out there and is like, I'm trying to think of like a like a board, like Josh Bell, basically. I think that you would.
I think he's got more pop than Josh Bell.
I think no. Josh Bell, I think, has more raw power, but I think that Chaparro has better like game power. Like, if you know what I'm saying,
That's
he
fair.
doesn't ground the
Chaparro
ball
does have
into
a
the
lot
ground.
of raw power.
He does. It's just that like Chaparro can lift the ball. So maybe like a better comparison be like a good when CJ Crone is good. Like, yeah, no, CJ Crone.
Would you say like CJ Crone, Reese Hoskins?
I'd say Reese Hoskins, CJ Crone. Yeah, no, I'd say CJ Crone's like way worse than Reese Hoskins, but I would say
I
like
wouldn't say way worse. Reese Hoskins is not that good.
I think Reese Hoskins has been a pillar of consistency. CJ Crone's coming off.
He plays a lot of games.
CJ Crone's coming off of a season where he's a sub 110 WRC plus hitter, which I think matters.
Yeah, but it's because he couldn't hit outside of Coors last year.
Right, and I'm not saying that like that's a diss him because he's been he's had a good major league career. But like my point is more so if he's a CJ Crone type player, you know, maybe you think of signing Murakami and just kind of trading Chaparro. But you know, you could. I don't really know. I think you kind of have to wait to see what your team looks like. But
backstage baseball. What's up, guys?
What's good, man? Dude? How you doing, man?
How you
Hope
doing?
You're having a good day, man.
How you doing? Awesome.
That's my boy right there.
I want Murakami to first base and Peraza to third base. I think
I would prefer not.
Okay, Ryan.
I would prefer
Peraza has the arm to play third base.
I would prefer Peraza to play shortstop.
Well, yeah, but Volpe's already playing shortstop exceptionally well at this point.
Put him at second base then.
But why would you do that if he's playing shortstop well?
Because you would have the best defensive.
But again, I know that every scout's been like, "Oh, Peraza's the better defender." What if Volpe comes out there and is a better defender at shortstop? Like can we just please? Understand that could be a possibility very easily. You just said IKF led the team in outs above average for like the shortstop leading, and he was the worst shortstop I've ever watched.
Well, one thing, if Oswald Peraza, I could flip it on this side. Well, everyone says Anthony Volpe is a better hitter than Oswald Peraza, but what if Oswald Peraza is the better hitter? Then what do you do?
Play Peraza.
But my point is like that's like a what if that like you're not considering.
But we also we're comparing minor league data and scouting.
No,
data.
I understand
and
that,
at the major
but I'm
league
just
level,
saying
it'll be interesting to see.
Based on the information we have, I want Peraza at shortstop and Anthony Volpe at second base.
Well, that's fair, but we're not doing that because Gleyber's
we're not doing that right now. No, we're not because Gleyber Torres is a better baseball player than people give him credit for, and he's safer than every infield option they have.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, no. So I'm not saying that's what they should do on opening day. I'm just saying my infield lineup looks like if anyone gets moved off of shortstop, it's not Oswald Peraza. He's the best defensive shortstop they got. If he hits, he can win a Gold Glove, and Volpe could win a Gold Glove at second base. I'm very confident.
I'm not saying he could.
Could you imagine a middle infield where you have Peraza, Volpe, and then let's say your center fielder, let's say you extend Harrison Bader. You don't even have to because this could happen at some point during 2023. Do you imagine how good your defense is? Yeah. But I wanted to also shout out Backstage Baseball because number one, I did an episode with him pretty recently, a guest episode. And
no one asked me to guest on any episodes. What the hell?
But number two, and the big thing is he actually told me about when Andre Chaparro got promoted. He told me it on that episode, and I was like not aware until he told me. So that was dope. But yeah. So
we're going to move on here. Imagine a 2025 infield of Murakami, Torres, Volpe, Peraza. That would be great. Don't get me wrong.
That would be, but I would just again, you have to extend Torres. So can you extend Torres? But can you afford doing that and then signing Murakami?
Sure, they're the Yankees. I don't give a shit about this luxury.
No. I don't care about how much money Hal Steinbrenner spends, but Hal Steinbrenner spends.
I know, but yeah, again, you could do it because Murakami will have Rose's money coming off the books. Josh Donaldson's already losing his
right, but you still have what?
We're gonna have a couple of outfielders off the books. It'll be at the end of Stan's contract as well.
But no. Stan still has like 3 more years after that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It'll be toward the end of Stan's contract.
I'm just saying though. Stan would make Stan's
give Murakami an 8-year deal. You only have to worry about having to pay Stanton $30 million for 2 more years.
My point is like again, is Torres. What you have to pay him, it's not that you're paying him in 2025. You have to pay him right after 2024. That's when you have to pay him. Money's gone up. You know what you have in your infield. Number two, that requires you to that requires Peraza probably being a bust. If Peraza pans out, Peraza's up this year and Torres is gone after 2023.
Yeah,
because that's what they're going to do. They've already said Peraza's not playing third base. They've already confirmed that it's not happening. And I think that's a good decision. You play him at shortstop. That's where he's best. Play him at shortstop, not third base.
I guess, but again, for the millionth time, Anthony Volpe was literally just named the starting shortstop and won the job over him.
I'm really happy for
Volpe plays exceptional defense this year at shortstop, and you have Peraza come up. Are you just going to play him at second base and move him around?
Exactly.
But the thing is like,
no, you're happy.
If you want to play Gleyber too, you're going to have to put someone at third base in that lineup if you want to feature all 3 of them.
Well, my point is, my
You can't
point
do
is,
labor because you only play second base.
my point is that they're not gonna. I don't think they're ever all three gonna play with each other on the same field. They're gonna maybe one of them DHs, and that's how you get. But they're not all gonna play with each other on the same field. That's never gonna happen. And another factor is here too. Peraza has to hit enough to play third base. If Peraza puts up a 105 WRC plus with good defense at third base, he's just like a worse version of Ke'Bryan Hayes, which isn't a bad player, but
no, Ke'Brien's a potential platinum winner over there.
But is he he's not a top 10 third baseman? Is number 10 maybe? But is
yeah,
he
I'd say maybe number 10, number 9.
Maybe, but that's maybe. Like you're gonna is he better than Eugenio Suarez?
Yes.
Confidently?
Yes.
Is he better than DJ LeMahieu?
Yes.
At third base?
Yes. Ke'Bryan Hayes, dude. Ke'Bryan Hayes is, in my opinion, the second best defensive third baseman in baseball.
That's fine, but he
and
can't.
He can hit the 110 WRC plus. That's a 4.5 F4 player.
But he hasn't. I'm saying
worse. He also had injuries all last year, so it was really unfortunate for the kid. But he also got his bag, so now he doesn't have to worry about that.
But you also have to remember, I didn't just say Ke'Bryan Hayes. I said a worse version of Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Oh well, yeah, I
don't know. Is that worth? Right. Is that really worth playing at third base? Now at shortstop, if you told me if you looked at Ke'Bryan Hayes had an 88 WRC plus with elite defense. If you put that at shortstop, that goes from he's kind of a disappointing third baseman. He hasn't lived up to the hype yet. To this guy's a really good shortstop. Yeah, he's a elite defender, and he gives you a little bit of offense when you need it. Yeah, you're happy with it.
I just think that Ke'Bryan Hayes, I think he's incredibly underrated. And two, I think he's a better defender than Arenado. I mean, that's just my opinion, granted. And Arenado's been an amazing defender his entire career. But Ke'Bryan Hayes makes the same plays Nolan Arenado makes.
No, I mean, I'm not a Ke'Bryan Hayes hater. I realize
no, I get what you're saying.
Like a Ke'Bryan Hayes hater or something like that. But the way I view it is, this is the end of the day. Oswald Peraza, look at Nico Horner. He's an excellent defensive shortstop. They moved him to second base because Dansby Swanson was, the league leader in OAA, right? Like when the better defensive option presents itself, you don't go, well, this guy's already our shortstop. You go, okay, we'll go to second base. That's what they say. That's all you got to do.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. That's what the Cubs just literally did with Nico Horner. And
that's why I'm saying exactly. That's why I'm saying it's not out of the picture.
I'm not saying it's not out of the picture. I'm just saying you got to consider it from the Yankees' perspective here. Where it's like we just named this kid opening day shortstop, and then we're going to move over to second base. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying. Like if that was the case, then why didn't Jeter play second base and they played A-Rod at shortstop?
Because it was
an objectively better shortstop than third baseman.
It was a different time, man. Different time. Yeah,
that's fair.
I think, and also Volpe would have to win 2 or 3 Volpe, Jeter won 4 championships at that point. It's different.
That's true.
And he got an extension. I love Volpe. He has accomplished nothing yet.
I was thinking he's not an Anthony Volpe contract.
I don't even know what that would look like, but
I mean, you could probably give him a 7 or an 8 year deal. I mean, it could be. I think it'd be something similar to Corbin Carroll's.
I'm just waiting
Carroll signed for what was it, 7 for 110?
There's a difference. Corbin Carroll's played at the major league level and has succeeded at the major league level.
No, but I'm saying when it comes the time to offer him one, it'll probably be similar to something like that.
I would have to wait and see, man. I have no idea what it would look like. I'm being so honest with you. I have no clue.
We'll kind of skip a couple of these comments.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Bratz is getting traded this trade deadline, in my honest opinion. If not, he probably should. That'd be a good player to help us acquire Reynolds or something. I think that Reynolds' dream is dead already.
Yeah.
I'm 100% honest.
No pitching prospects for that to happen.
No, we don't have the guys to do it. And I don't think the Pirates, I mean, then again, the Pirates could be absolute dog shit, which is 100% expected. And they could be trying to just get something for him because he's a free agent at the end of this season, or is it next season? I think it's the end of next season.
I think it's after 2025. I think it's after 20.
But he said got an extra year for he wants to get traded, and they haven't reached an extension term, and they were like $140 million off from their first talks. So it's like, well, I don't know exactly what Pittsburgh's cooking up over there, and they're not. Whatever they're cooking up, it's like fucking like Russian borscht, like mid-ass cold soup.
Yeah, I just don't think we're gonna be seeing a universe where we've got him on our team.
Yeah, love Jack Curry. Jack Curry is the man.
That's our boy. Yeah,
yep. He unblocked us because he loves us so much.
Yep. Let's keep moving.
Cordero sucks. He does.
Which one? Because I think that is a key distinction to make here.
Jimmy Cordero is good, but I love Jimmy Cordero. Because a lot of these comments around this area were about Frankie.
Benny biceps, baby. I don't have any biceps, but Benny biceps, baby. That dude's jacked. I love him.
If we DFA'd Florial and not got Cordero, who won the battle? Willie Calhoun or Rafael Ortega? Ortega, because he plays defense.
Yeah.
Willie Calhoun.
And he also had, I think, he had a higher OPS.
He did barely though. Barely.
Yeah. So that
I think
that
actually no. It was just lower. His was lower.
Or no, excuse me. I think it was Woba. He led him in Woba.
Yeah,
I think.
but it's because he walks and he hits from more power. But Willie Calhoun does just hit the ball. Like he hits like he's a very good hitter.
Yeah, if he knew how to play defense,
any outfield position, he'd be fine.
Yeah, no, not even like center field, just like anywhere.
Yeah,
not even outfield, just any position in general.
Move him to first base. It's not that hard. Moneyballing.
Literally just anywhere.
Scott Hatterberg treatment.
It's really crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, Backstage Baseball. Is Jason going live tonight? Backstage Baseball. Jason, you should answer this question if you see it. Backstage Baseball. Jesse Winker sucks. Yeah, he was good against the NL Central. He was, and he does.
So wait, time out. He's going back to the end. This makes no sense. But where is he going?
I think the point is that it's like you put him in an actual like competitive division, he's probably not going to play as well. Literally, we saw it last year in the AL.
But that doesn't make any sense.
We saw it last
he played on the worst. He played on probably the least talented team.
We saw last year in the AL West.
Dude. Okay, time out. Everyone time out for a second.
We saw last year.
No. Everyone time out for a second here. No. Time out for a second here. Do we actually think that just because you play in the NL Central, you just don't see good players? Like, oh yeah, you play in the NL Central, you don't see Clay. It's like you don't see Sandy Alcantara. He sees Sandy Alcantara. He saw Jacob deGrom. He saw Max Scherzer. He probably saw. Yeah, he definitely saw Max Scherzer.
Probably saw Sandy Alcantara for like 2 starts when he was with the Cardinals.
That matters, dude. And he's seeing Corbin Burns frequently, and he's seeing Brandon Woodruff frequently. And 2021, so you're seeing Freddie Peralta frequently. And what? Those guys are scrubs because they're NL Central guys. Are we fucking serious, man?
Shit players.
You know what? If Brian, you know what? So this is what I want to happen now. I want Corbin Burns to get traded to a division rival so that I can hear everyone say the same thing. Oh well, if he's an NL Central pitcher, so he fucking sucks. He's been faced like when he was with the NL Central, he faced the best pitcher in baseball that year.
Adam Wainwright.
We're moving on to that. I'm not even. Adam fucking Wainwright is like on my hate list now. I hate Adam Wainwright now. No offense to Adam Wainwright.
Actually, you just hate an American Patriot. That's not okay. Do you hate the American?
No, I don't like guys who don't throw hard.
Don't. Cork you do. So you hate Kyle Hendricks.
Diamondbacks are good. That's an LT. I said they'd win like 82 games. I don't think that's like a bad take.
I think that's a pretty honest. I think that's a pretty spot on.
That's pretty realistic.
Like I had what 78. So
yeah, they are not.
All 3 of those things are factual, but he can hit the shit out of the baseball.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I mean, no one's saying he's like good at anything other than like
can't do anything except hit the ball. That's all.
That's fine with me.
He's not a great player.
That's real baseball.
And the main thing we were comparing was him and fucking Hunter Renfroe. And I think Hunter Renfroe all around is a better baseball player.
Probably can't do those things. So.
Hunter Renfroe can do those things. His arm is one of the best arms in baseball.
Oh yeah, no, he has an arm, but he's not.
Oh wow! Oh.
But yeah, next argument.
Hot take: the D-backs missed the playoffs by 1 game to the Phillies.
That's not a bad take. I mean, I don't think the Phillies make the postseason, but that's my own thing.
Really,
I'm a psychopath. Yeah, I'm a psychopath. That's why.
I do worry about the rotation.
I'm very worried about their lineup.
When Walker was doing this spring, his fastball is done like 5 miles an hour.
Dude, have you seen their lineup?
It's not great without Reese, and it wasn't great with him.
Terrible.
I think Nick Castellanos is going to bounce back. First of all,
terrible.
I think Nick Castellanos will be
terrible.
120.
Okay, we're gonna move. We're gonna say Castellanos is going to bounce back. Derek Hall, Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm, Jake Cave, Brandon Marsh.
Well, according to Phillies fans, Alec Boehm's an MVP candidate.
Like what is this fucking lineup, bro?
Brandon Marsh had the home run in the postseason, though. So did Alec Boehm.
Wait, hold on. Hunter Renfroe had his best offensive season in the NL Central. Yeah. He is not that good. Well,
actually, I don't know. Yeah,
Marcus,
it was somewhat better than the season.
I also want to say hi to Ethan because Ethan's back. Hi, Ethan. I haven't checked the Knicks game. I know that I think it's like a back. I saw like the Emmanuel quickly shot to put them ahead or like tie the game. Because my brain's a little scrambled. Oh, we're up. Let's fucking go, man.
Nice.
But yeah.
Hot take: Yankees are not a top 10 team. Well, that's fucking not just a hot take, but a bad take.
Oh, they're down now. I jinxed it. Now they're down 3.
Who cares? It's the game's going on actively. It's like 2-point spread swings here.
Season's over, man. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
The Yankees are a top 10 team. In fact, I'd say that they're probably a top 5 team. Like,
I think I'd agree. The they're projected to be the second best team actually right now.
They're better than the Blue Jays. And are you saying the Blue Jays aren't a top 10 team either? Like, what are your top 10 teams?
Showing them up right now, bro. Let's chill.
It'd be good to know. This is just where the fuck did this come from?
I don't care, but I love it.
I'm just catching strays here. Tyler Wade stinks. Nick,
Talk.
I'm sorry. Dude really stunk, and he tried making Judge an angel at dinner. Then the Angels DFA'd Wade and then became a rail rider just to come watch Judge homer twice. Again, I don't know why we're bringing Tyler Wade into this. No one mentioned Tyler Wade until you, Trevor. But Tyler Wade's also going to be on the A's opening roster, so fuck off.
That's not that's like saying, oh yeah,
fuck up.
That's like saying, yeah, dude.
Let me have this.
I'm taller than most 7th graders. Yeah, that's not even true.
Yeah, let's not lie now.
That's not even true.
Wait till Grayson. Yeah, we talked about that. 18 hours away. We are getting very close.
We're closer than that now.
I think it's probably like 14, 15 hours, 16 hours, something like that. Something like that. Donaldson sucks. Okay. DJ LeMahieu's declining. Okay. Hicks is ass. Okay. Can I get my young players? Well, let me answer these one by one, and you can give your take as well. One, new stance Donaldson could legitimately be a different player. I know it was a very small sample size, but the fact that he's not as low means that he can get to the ball quicker because he doesn't have to load up his bat as much off of his shoulder. And now he's standing straight up. We noticed Stanton do the exact same thing when he got older, and Stanton's still hitting the shit out of the baseball. DJ LeMahieu, I don't know if he's declining. I just think that his injury last year made it look like he was declining. He had a very good spring, and the toe looks good. He made a couple of nice plays at second base, first base, and third base this spring. And I can think DJ's a 120 WRC plus bat, which actually is an improvement from last year. Hicks is ass. He had a good spring. He had a couple of mental errors in the outfield because half the time I think he's not all there. But offensively, he looked like the normal Aaron Hicks. He's not going to hit for power this year, but he's still going to work like a 12, 13% walk rate. He's a 95 WRC plus player, which is like a WAR and a half, not ass, mid, below average, above average, and some other things. Young players, you are getting your young players. How many more young players do we need? We're going to have Oswaldo, Volpe, Peraza at some point. All of them are going to be playing big roles in this team. We have an entire rotation made up of a bunch of young guys, not Domingo Germán, but like, I just don't know what else we can. The bullpen has a lot of young guys in it too. Like, what are we trying to what more can the Yankees really do here? And I guess I'm not really looking at young guys in terms of age. I'm just looking at in terms of the opportunity in the major leagues. Jimmy Cordero is 30 years old, but Jimmy Cordero hasn't pitched in baseball in 2.5 seasons. So we're giving him an opportunity. Like, the Yankees are giving guys opportunities. They gave Volpe the opening day job when he literally won it in 3 weeks worth of baseball. Like, they're giving the young guys their shot. Oswald, Volpe will be 3 integral parts of this team this year, unless Peraza's traded, which I do think could happen. But I don't know.
Like, what did you want the Yankees to do? Play Peraza at third base over Donaldson right now?
No, Donaldson's a better third baseman right now. Absolutely.
Let's be real here, guys. We can sit here and be as disappointed on Josh Donaldson as we want, and I was disappointed. I really didn't like his.
But he did go back and go to the whiteboard. That's what I like to see. He went back to the drawing board and tried to figure out what was wrong. It's
not even just that. You have to be like, let's be real here. Donaldson's probably around a 105 WRC plus hitter.
Well, with the new stance, 160.
Let's be real. I'm just saying 105. Let's say 105 is that number, right?
That's a little high,
I want to keep it low. I want to keep it a lower number. Let's keep it at 100 to 105, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's integral to the point here. Is Oswald Peraza right now, at this second, not saying in the future, this second, a much better hitter than that? No? The answer is no.
No.
And the other thing is, his upside. I would say if we're talking about offensive upside, not talking about, because obviously Peraza playing elite shortstop and being a good hitter would make him way more valuable than Josh Donaldson ever could be right now. But if Josh Donaldson's more likely to reach a 120 WRC plus than Oswald Peraza is.
Yeah.
That's not even like me bullshitting.
Oh,
Zips,
absolutely. I agree.
I think Zips has Donaldson with the higher 80th percentile OPS plus. And we're factoring in a new stance on that stuff. And the better defender is Josh Donaldson, right? So you don't have to like Josh Donaldson. You do not have to believe in Josh Donaldson to be the long-term answer in 2023 at third base. But you do have to understand that you're not first off, Torres was never getting benched for Oswald Peraza. That would have been just so dumb. It would have been so dumb to have sat Gleyber Torres or to trade Gleyber Torres when he's your safest infielder. And then Josh Donaldson is I hate to say it because I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that Josh Donaldson is 100% going to bounce back, but he's currently a better third baseman than Oswald Peraza is, and it's not a debate. It's really not. It's not. He's never played the position. How do I know how good he's going to be if he's never played there? And having to learn how to play a new position and then also having to adjust to major league hitting, what do we think is going to happen here? We're going to ruin the dude's career.
That's true.
So stop trying. Yankee fans need to stop trying to get dudes in the lineup to, just to get them in the lineup, just to have new faces. You're going to ruin these guys if you do that. That's why the Yankees don't do it.
Excellent point.
If it was as easy as that, if it was as easy as, Jason Dominguez, just play him in center field. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Then they would have done it. It would have already happened. He would be here. If it was as simple as just play Oswald Peraza at third, he would be doing it right now.
And the other thing is the fact that Jason Dominguez got an NRI to spring is a big step in the right direction. Anyways, the guy was 20. He turned 20 when he got the call to spring training. So it's like they gave him the chance to show what he's got and put it on a big stage, and he did. And now he's going to be fast-tracked. So that's all you could have really asked. You couldn't expect the Yankees to give Jason Dominguez a starting spot in the opening day lineup. That's just not reasonable at all. But what he did was he basically showed them, look, guys, I don't need to sit in AA the entire season. I can play there, and if I play well for a month and a half, 2 months, put me in AAA. And then if he tears it up in AAA, for all we know, he could be a September call-up. That's the thing. It takes time. These guys need to have some more reps. Volpe is a legitimate one case out of a million for the Yankees prospects. We have not seen in a long time the Yankees just allow a guy to basically forego AAA. Like Volpe did not have very much time at AAA at all. And now he's a major league starting shortstop for the New York fucking Yankees. So they're playing the kids. They're giving them a shot. Young guys are getting their opportunity. Moving on to Franklin Richards here. Ryan and Nick, I'm still worried about all the swings and misses in the lineup. Benny's loss is going to be felt. Nice having DJ back, but we need more than him and Judge. I agree, and that's why I think it's going to be very integral that guys like Oswaldo Cabrera and Anthony Rizzo do have good seasons this year. Rizzo, I don't think he's going to be as contact-oriented as he was in his past, but I don't think he's going to be a 220 hitter like he was last year. If Anthony Rizzo bats 250 this year with how rarely, he swings and misses and has worked walks last season and his entire career, that's a huge bonus for the Yankees. Cabrera as well, huge bonus. Anthony Volpe, you brought up a great stat that you posted on the Twitter yesterday about him swinging at pitches out of the zone. He had the lowest swinging percentage of pitches out of the zone at 14%? Like, the dude spits on pitches. He's very patient, aggressive when he needs to be. I know those two sound like they're counteractive to one another, but it's a good thing to have that combination. There are guys in baseball that have that combination and have made an entire career off of it. Like if Anthony Volpe has a Tim Anderson-esque career with the Yankees, but plays good defense, he could be a 5-6 WAR player. So I think that the lineup is better than it was last year, even with no Benny. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's better right now than when we had Benny in it last year. Like, I don't think Benintendi is that huge of a loss, especially for the price tag he went for.
Well, I will say this. I'm always going to push against a 5-6 WAR talk just because it's a verified error. I think 5 and 6.
No, I guess I'm saying if he bats 310, 320 like Tim Anderson does with
DJ?
Good defense, he could be a 5 WAR player.
DJ?
No, Volpe.
Oh, well, okay. Volpe, because
that's what I'm saying. I was doing the swings and misses talk where it's like Volpe in terms of
Volpe. I don't want to
display a really good eye.
I don't, of course, I'm going to also like the same thing of like the 5-6 WAR thing. I'm like, that's verified error, but I believe it a little more for Volpe than DJ just because he can run the base as well. So I think that plays a factor in your WAR.
Sure.
I know that plays a factor in your WAR and it plays a pretty big role. And I think, you can utilize that to go out there and have a pretty big WAR year. But I think he's a big reason why I'm optimistic about this lineup. I think that when you look at this lineup with Volpe, and one of the big things they're going to have to do is I want them to play Cabrera a lot, especially with Bader out. Let him rip in left field. I don't care about that. He's an infielder, we want to get Hicks out there. I don't hate Aaron Hicks. I don't have a disdain for Aaron Hicks. I think he's a league average player. And I think that, being league average while getting paid has been something that bothers Yankee fans and not being healthy has bothered Yankees fans.
Yeah.
But I'm calling it how I see it, right? And I'm calling it how the numbers explain it. But Cabrera's got more talent, right? And Cabrera's got the ability to go out there and give me that 115 WRC plus, the home runs, the energy in the lineup, be the 6 or 7 hitter and just deepen this team. Volpe's your 9 hitter. It's a really good situation to have for your 9 hitter. Mm-hmm. I think this, as you mentioned, it depends on what Donaldson gives you. It depends on what LeMahieu gives you. It depends on what Torres gives you. It depends on how much Judge regresses because he's not going to put up the same numbers he did last year, or at least you reasonably predict he won't.
His spring is May.
He's look, end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Yankees are definitively better or worse than they were last year offensively. Last year, they were, I believe, the 5th best offense in WRC plus, or maybe they were higher than that. I think it was maybe 4th. It was a number that it was 4. Am I going to sit here and say the Yankees will finish with a 115 WRC plus, making them the 4th best offense in baseball?
Sure.
I'm not saying it's not possible. Am I going to sit here and say that's the median outcome? No, because I think it's more so like 6th or 7th. But could it happen? Surely. I think that this team is I think this team has better personnel than it did last year. And I think that definitely matters. And that doesn't mean that their personnel is going to give them the same insane start as they did last year, but I think it's going to give them I think their regular season total will be worse than last year's team, but I think the postseason product will look a lot better than last year's team.
I agree. I think that's a great point. All right, now we're going to speed run through these because I'm also getting hungry. It's getting dinner time. You need to eat too. It's almost 9 o'clock. If Donaldson can bat 260 and hit 26 home runs and 70 RBIs, that'd be a good season. That'd be a great season. Are you kidding me? Because if he bats 260, he's going to post like a 360 OBP. And then if he's hitting 26 home runs, he's going to probably slug at least 420, 430. If Donaldson sniffs 800 OPS this year, that's a fucking great season.
If Josh Donaldson has a 260 average, which again, batting average is a stat that we will say doesn't matter in terms of like evaluating hitter talent, but average, as you mentioned, plays off of OBP. It also plays off of slugging percentage. And if Josh Donaldson has if you look at his projection, he's projected to be around a 105 to 110 WRC plus hitter. And I'm trying to load it up here, but Fangraphs, I type in the full name and it just doesn't, whatever. So if you're looking at his projected isolated power, it's around 170 to 180. If you do a 170 ISO to your 260 average, that's a 430 slugging percentage with a 360 OBP. That we're talking, as you mentioned, that near 900 OPS. I'm assuming if you're hitting 26 home runs, though, that ISO is higher than that, right? So maybe it's a 200 ISO. Now we're talking about a 460 with a 360 OBP.
That's an 820 OPS season from him.
Right, let's even say 340 OBP. So we're looking at a 260, 340, 460 slash line.
That's an 800 OPS. That's like a 125 WRC plus probably.
Yeah, dude, that's not just a win. That's a home run.
That's like a 4-win season from Donaldson. 3.5 season from Donaldson.
Yeah, that's your 4 or 5 hitter. No, 5 hitter because Stanton, Rizzo. I can't.
And that's the other thing. Stanton's going to bounce back big time this year too. So we got a couple of things going.
All good.
Moving on here. Here's a good one. What about Luis Gil? I love his stuff. Late June, early July. I don't know. What is Gil's timeline? Do you know how long it's expected for him to be back? Because I know he had Tommy John in like May last year. Like it was pretty early in the season.
I don't know. I think July is like a reasonable time. So I know he's already throwing. I just don't know. I think we have to wait and get like actual like sourced info for me to say anything because I'm not a doctor, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't get my MD. I decided to become a business guy. But
people say Ks don't matter when Hero with a 115 WRC plus and 42% K rate. Why did he get no pickup? Because he can't play defense anywhere and he can't hit the other handed pitching.
He also could not elect free agency.
That's right.
Yeah, it's his first outright. You cannot elect free agency. And another important thing to note is that, it's not that strikeouts don't matter. It's what's important is that, that 115 WRC plus, for example, it's going to be volatile because he has a high strikeout rate. There are people, I'm not going to sit here and say there's never been anyone in the history of baseball dialogue who has claimed strikeouts don't matter. They do. They absolutely do. But they don't matter in the sense of like, you can't say a hitter is good or bad just because they strike out a lot. You can say a hitter is good or bad. You can say a hitter is bad because of their strikeout rate, but you can't say a hitter is bad because that a hitter with a bad strikeout rate is automatically bad.
Oh, no, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right, I'm kind of skipping through a lot of these comments because they're kind of pertaining to some old conversations. This is just, okay. Why would the Nationals accept Aaron Hicks when they're literally going to win 50 games this year?
Yeah, you see, I think the idea is that, like, you're thinking that the Yankees...
Why would we also give JD to the crosstown rivals? What if JD has a bounce back year? And then we're just going to be sitting there like a bunch of morons. Right. And we're not trading DJ. DJ's not going anywhere. He's got 4 years left in his deal.
He also has
he's also good. Rights. DJ's also a good player.
Yeah, more importantly, he's good, but like he also is not accepting a trade to the Diamondbacks. He has a note. He can waive hise no trade.
Why would the Diamondbacks do that? They just signed Evan Longoria to be their veteran third baseman. Anyways, whatever. That's neither here nor there. These are a lot about the Gardner stuff that we talked about a little while back.
Let's try to wrap it up soon, just because
that's where I'm rolling down here. I'm trying to skip a lot of these that are kind of the old ones.
I got a nice one here. Louder ovation for. Hold on,
you got it.
Louder ovation. Judge or Volpe?
It should be Judge, but it'll probably be Volpe.
I'm putting my money on Volpe as well.
Yeah, it should be Judge though. I mean, Judge was the offense last year.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Judge is just because he's also the captain. He's the freaking. This is his first. The Yankees haven't had a captain since Jeter. They also haven't had a rookie shortstop debut on opening day. A rookie shortstop up on opening day since Jeter. So it's like,
it's a big moment. And we haven't had, like you mentioned, a really good shortstop since Jeter. Like, look, Didi
Yeah.
I love Didi, and Didi had his big moments, and he had a couple of really solid seasons with the Yankees. But even going back since Didi, it's been IKF, Wade, Velasquez, and like who else was there?
Yeah, no, like
Tulo
legitimately,
for one day.
the Yankees have like one of the worst. Like since Jeter has left, they have like nothing at shortstop.
Yeah,
So
no, you're correct. You're correct.
also, one thing I wanted to talk about with the strikeout argument, because I saw something about what Trevor said about like strikeout rate.
Mhm.
I hope people are aware of the fact that Babe Ruth had a 190 strikeout rate plus, which means his strikeout rate was 90% worse than the league average hitter in his time era. So,
Yeah, that's the other
Ethan's
thing.
right. Glaber was that short for a bit. I
That's
think
true,
the
but he
difference
was
is just that he
awful
was
short.
never like prior to 2020. It was supposed to be a temporary thing. Like 2019, he was playing shortstop until Didi got back. In 2018, I think he played some shortstop just when Didi couldn't play.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like Volpe's the shortstop and Volpe's the shortstop. It's not like Volpe's the shortstop and maybe he'll, when this guy gets back, he'll go to second base. We've been talking about Peraza. Peraza's a better defender, but he has to play really well, and Volpe has to be a not good defender, I think, for something to happen there. So we'll see. We'll see.
Real quickly, Trevor made this point about the ovation that I didn't think of. Judge is the new captain, and coming off the reason I think it should be Judge was because of the historic season, but I didn't forget that he was named captain, but I didn't really factor that in. And especially if they announced him as like the captain of the New York Yankees, Aaron Judge, they may go ballistic, and as they should. I mean, this is the first captain we've had since Jeter, so it means a lot.
You know what? I think the way the announce it is, if they mention captain in there, which I don't think they will, because they never did it for Jeter.
Because it's a big moment for him.
But they've never did they do it for Jeter in his first? I think because
I don't even remember.
Right. I think that's the big thing here is how will it be announced? How will their names be announced? The situation too. So, for example, Anthony, what is the ovation? Is it coming up first? Coming up at like, is it when they come up? Is that when we give them the ovation?
I think it's when they like announce like the opening lineups before we.
So
even
do Ethan, do you mind clarifying? Because Ethan also added, so he meant that in the sense of how disastrous shortstop has been. That's also true since Didi. Yeah. Didi was a good shortstop for the Yankees.
Didi was a good shortstop.
He just wasn't an elite all-star caliber. Like, well, not all-star. He could have gone to an all-star.
Yeah, he could have won the year we had like 29 home runs to 27 home runs.
But he wasn't he wasn't as talented as Anthony Volpe is.
No, absolutely not. But Didi was also the nice thing about Didi is that Didi's pimp jobs and the big moments from Didi never failed to deliver in big moments. And I want to see. I want that Volpe October home run against the stupid fucking Astros. Oh, it feels so good, dude.
This is an important thing. Ethan mentioned they announced Jeter as captain at bat. I must have been forgetting something. You know what? Because I'm thinking of the Shepherd call for him. Number 2, Derek Jeter, that iconic one. They used when Bob Shepherd passed away. They used in the All-Star game as well. That's the one I'm thinking of in my head.
Also, real quick, more Brian Hayes propaganda. Ranked first in MLB third baseman with 18 outs above average and 24 defensive runs saved. He had 3 more and 5 more than Nolan Arenado. Again, I said this. Brian Hayes is an underrated player. He could easily win a platinum glove.
I'm not saying he's.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's like that. I'm just saying like worse version.
This was mainly response to Lee Yankee King saying that Arenado was better defensively, but the stats say otherwise. I think that I don't know, dude. I think that this was a really fun live stream. I mean, we're kind of wrapping it up here at the end. I know that there's a lot more questions in here. I'm sorry, everyone. We went 2 hours in here. We had a lot of comments, a lot of questions. We had a lot of tangents, but that's how these always go. They're always a blast. I love it when we do these. These are probably my favorite thing I do at Fireside Yankees. We're going to be getting in a better groove doing them. I promise you that much to everyone watching. We will be doing these more frequently than every couple of weeks. In fact, now that the regular season is among us, we will probably be doing these at least, I'd imagine, on off days for sure. And then after some series, I'd imagine we probably hop in and do one, talk about how the games went, what we expected, what we didn't expect, all that kind of shit. So
yeah, I'm trying to listen for like a clip of Jeter saying it, Jeter being called captain, and I'm guessing I just can't find it because I'm not Googling the right thing.
Yeah, Ryan,
but I think no, I'm just saying like I think because it's interesting because I think if Judge gets now batting for the Yankees, the captain, number 99, Aaron Judge, like that's gonna get an ovation. I think Volpe's gonna have a hard time beating that.
That should go nuts. That should go so hard.
I think Volpe's got a chance. It depends. Like imagine I don't know. I think this the fact he's playing shortstop, I think is going to make it crazier too. I don't know. That's a good conversation.
It's a great
But
conversation.
this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, man. I agree. Well, Ryan, is there anything else you want to end this live stream with?
Let's fucking go Knicks, baby.
Okay. Also, let's go Yankees tomorrow morning. What are you doing, dude?
Joking.
Yankees
Relax.
game tomorrow morning. Not the Knicks. Not the pointless
day. I'm
Knicks
excited,
game.
man. I'm pumped. I'm
Not the
ready. I'm
meaningless Knicks
gonna
game.
get into my opening day groove tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're not gonna have a live stream tomorrow, so I am worried about it. All right, Yankees, Giants tomorrow, 1:05 Eastern time, Bronx, Yankee Stadium. Be there, be square, or watch virtually like we're gonna be doing. The place is gonna be bonkers, dude. It's gonna be going nuts tomorrow. It may be one of the largest opening day crowds the Yankees will have had. Like it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great season this year. Really quickly, I want to wrap up with our predictions for the World Series because we did this last year as well before opening day. I'm a homer. Fuck it. I'm going with the Yankees to win the World Series. I have the Yankees beating the most obnoxious team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, they're gonna say San Diego Padres. I feel like
God no, the Braves fans are starting to overtake.
Thank God. Okay, good. Because we're really gonna make this about. We're really gonna insult the Padres here. I can't pick the Yankees to win the World Series because I'm the great.
I think the Padres make it to the wild card.
I'm a big jinx, so I'm gonna say Seattle Mariners lose to the San Diego Padres in the World Series. That's my prediction. Boom.
Mariners, huh?
So
Jesse Winker, they could actually win something now.
So to all my Mariners and Padres fans out there, I'm sorry that I picked you two to go to the World Series because you're probably not going to win it now. So
way to go. Yeah. Thanks, Ryan. Hopefully none of them are watching this live stream. The Yankees.
I don't think there's a Padres or Mariners fan here. If you are, say hi. But I don't really mind. I don't really mind burying those two teams with the jinx.
Padres had to extend Manny before we even got a shot at him.
Hey, maybe next time you can sign him when he didn't have a fucking market.
But that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Why would we do that?
Thank you guys so much for checking this out. You guys can like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications.
Make sure to like it. So it helps our algorithm.
Yeah. We've got you guys with daily podcast, highlights, post-game recaps, all that stuff. We appreciate your guys' continued support. You guys can check us out on our socials. Our Twitters are above our heads. And, of course, the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and, of course, the YouTube page. We've got all that stuff for Fireside Yankees. Links are in the description. Mm-hmm. And also check out Underdog Fantasy. They are your best fantasy app. Make sure to go out and bet.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Relax. Make plays. Don't play responsibly, obviously, with your money. But play responsibly with your money. But there is a really nice feature where if you use the code Fireside, you can actually get up to $100, a 100% match on your deposit, which is pretty huge.
Wow.
Because that does give you some insurance there. Opening day is right around the corner. I think it makes it more fun when you get to go higher or lower on those projections. Makes you feel pretty smart too, and you can play with your friends. They have week-long, season-long, and daily game modes. That you can do draft modes and all that stuff. There's just a lot of stuff you can go check out for yourself.
Pretty cool.
Link in the description for that as well. Remember, use code Fireside. Match up to $100, 100% of your deposit. I'm Ryan Garcia. That's my friend Nick Nielsen and my co-host, of course. And we'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace out.